I read Mini Works Matt. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Test, 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 test. Where's my camera? Where's the camera? Ba-da-ba-da. Let's see if I can get that sorted out. That looks okay for now. For now, for now, for now. Getting all sorted out. My good friend, Mr. Schreiber. Nicholas, my good friend. What are you doing, man? What's going on? I haven't talked to you in forever. I see you doing all this magnificent work. I'm like, I gotta talk and hang out with Nick. Come on. What's going on? 'Cause it's been a while. Great catching you live. Came back from a short break. In Greece or from Greece. I thought so. I thought you were over there. I watch your pics and stuff. Your Instagrams and your occasional Facebookers. I see. I know you were on something going there. But you're all back now. Time flies, man. The legend in medieval wargaming is here. Yeah, he's an icon now. He's a big deal. Everybody stand back. That's right. Epic Fox is here as well. Let's not neglect Epic Fox. He's making the big comeback starting next year with new videos and everything else. He's an old hat here. That's right. Got a lot going. Everybody's got a lot going on in life, I see. That's a good thing, right? A lot going on. I know I do. I know you guys do too. Including Mr. Schreiber, who's once again changed his channel. I had to double check I was talking to the right guy. Cripes almighty. Who's this Miniworks fella? Miniworks Matt. I know about 3 or 4 Matts. But there he is. There he is. Wait, hold on here. Epic Fox Tabletop Nick's channel really blew up since I took a break. That's one way to put it. There you go. But it's true. He's living his dream. I remember years ago, before he actually had time to commit to YouTube, it's one of his dreams was to build this big, magnificent channel on YouTube dedicated to medieval wargaming or wargaming in general. And sure enough, he's done that. He's got communities all over the place, well, on Discord and Facebook, and of course YouTube. So yeah, he's built that channel from the ground up with a lot of inspiration from folks, and he'll tell you that himself. And yeah, he's at where he's at. I always talk about him. He is the preeminent medieval wargamer. That is his spiel. And I love it. Might not be my forte, but it's his. And that's what he's doing. And I don't know many folks like him that are capable of doing that with what they love. You know, everybody else is all over the place, but he's so focused. Yeah. That I love it. Mr. Schreiber, I had to double check you there. I figured it was you. Because who would introduce themselves that way? It's got to be somebody I know, and I know a couple mats, bedroom railway mat, and I know you. And I'm sure there's another mat out there somewhere. But yeah, I figured it was you. Just posted what I just finished. Where'd you post it? Where you got it posted? I'm not on Facebook at the moment. Throw it in Discord and I'll show it off to the world here. Because we all know the world watches my streams. Oh yeah. I have a knack for making people rich and famous. That's right. Got the rub. Got the rub. Well, maybe not rich. Maybe a little bit well known, but close enough. So check out the Discord. Shall we? Discord. Where is the Discord screen? Let's go over to Discord. You guys see that? You should be able to see it. Discord. Mini gaming. Boy, look at all the purple. Look at all the perps. I like it. I love that color. Let me scroll up here if I missed anything. Of course, there's a quick look at James's current project he's working on. He's doing some good work for Stargrave. It's a mix of Wargames Atlantic and I think the North Star minis for Stargrave. Yeah. Great work. I love him. He's got a lot going at once. Show that off again. Some more nonsense by me. And of course, Mr. Schreiber. Let's check these out. Look at that beautiful color. Beautiful basing. I love that color. That's what you call vibrant. A lot of contrast there going on. And I like that. What kind of creature is this anyway? Looks like some chaos or... Yeah, I love that color. Complements that pinkish color too. As you know. Matt, of course, is an artist. He really is. He does pieces. Framework pieces. As well as miniature wargaming stuff. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like he's doing a little surfboarding on his boat. Let me see. I saw those. Let me look at this one. Ah, look at that. Looks evil. Matt, you're coming along really good, man. Considering your injury. That's great work. Get them on the table. They look fantastic. Your kids must love it. They don't have to lift a finger. And they got access to all these beautiful models. Maybe you'll inspire a few. Maybe. A little inspiration to pick up the brush and help out. Yeah. I like that guy in the middle. Again, that color is fantastic. I love it. Looks evil. Not evil. Evil. What do you think of that, Nick? Let's go over to Nick's channel. Nick, of course, has got a growing community on... Oh, that's League of Dungeoneers. Where is he? Where is he? There he is, Medieval Wargamer over on Discordage. He's got a growing community over here, too. Almost 200 members there. Looks like I'm a Knight of the Garter. I like it. I'm a Knight of the Garter, everybody. I have special permissions. I can do things. Of course, he's got his wonderful campaign going on with this map he made. Look at this freaking map. Nick, did you print this out? You print this out, didn't you? Because you got your miniatures on it, actually doing a campaign with it. I think it's this map. Man. That's Incarnate I'll be using a lot of that in the coming days. Carnate's one of my favorite map making utilities. It's web-based. Yeah, so for those interested in his channel, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I shared the link, if I got it. Do I have the link to this? Where is it? Server boost, invite people. I want the link. Or some hidden. I can't do it. I have streamer mode on. So I can't do it. Anyway, you could look that up, but maybe he'll put the link in the chat here. If not, I guess we're stuck. Hard copy and digital. Let me read here. I don't want to miss your guys' chats. Look forward to your new videos. Epic. Yeah, so do I. It'd be good to see some folks who've been disappeared lately, including myself, making fresh content once again. I miss you guys. I miss a lot of the folks that used to. I was introduced to the hobby through on YouTube. You know, I don't see a lot from a lot of these folks anymore. Nick is an exception. Epic Fox. I used to watch your stuff all the time. I loved it. Good, wholesome miniature wargaming goodness. I'd love to see it again. Every once in a while I see something from Stefan. We all know Stefan Smith. Ian, of course, we don't see much anymore, obviously, but yeah, there's Dread. Dread don't make a lot of content, and I miss all these videos. I miss all this stuff from you folks. Of course, Matt, Mr. Schreiber, he's coming back into it too. Of course, Matt's a little wet behind the ears yet. He's got some time before he's a veteran like me and a few others. Matt's fantastic. He's fantastic. Corey Runyon. Dennett Helmet makes his appearance. Dennett Helmet, as in Turnip 28. Many more on Matt. Discord. We do. Looking forward to your new videos, of course. Richard Shearer. What are you going to be painting? I'm going to be working on my Flames of War. Germans. They're almost finished. Almost ready to go into the basing. Void skiff. That's what it is. A void skiff. Looks like a boat. That's a little skiff. That's what it is. Little skiff. Corey Runyon. Greetings. It's almost September. Yes, it is. Feels like September now, though. What's the state of the wood stove? Any heat this winter? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to let that percolate a few minutes before I answer. My oldest son just surprised me last week and showed up with rats and paint and said, "Show me." That's great. Excellent, excellent. You must be proud and excited. Well, that's good, man. I hope you make videos with your sons. Bring them in on the whole thing and get them in there if you haven't already. I'm going to be doing that with Jacob. Yes, I did, says Medieval. I'm starting Discord campaign. Yes. Oh, that's what it is. A little Discord campaign. All right. And hard copy and digital, the map that is. Awesome, Nikolaus. No issue, Kurt. The link is under all my videos. Well, there you go. I could probably grab it from there and paste it. Let me do that, because I'm such a good guy. Let me do that. Let me go over to YouTube's Medieval Wargamer. Let's see. Forgot how to spell there. There he is. Let's go over to his channel. Let's go to his latest video from one day ago. Pause it. Let's go to more. Where is the Discord? Discord. Agincore? Miniatures Wargaming Group. Medieval Miniature Wargaming Group link. Discord page. Discord. All right, let me grab that. Let's see what's copy link address, and let's put it in the chat. Hopefully it's the right thing. So folks, check out his Discord. I'd love to see him growing. I want him to be big and huge one day. I wish him all the success in the world. And boy, that's a big link. There you go. Direct from YouTube. Go ahead and click on that. That'll take you to his Discord. It should. Go over there and say hello and maybe get involved in one of his online campaigns. Your stuff is ace. Nick, I've never not been a subscriber. We have 3 videos with my son. Oh, Eli. All right, paint. Oh, I didn't see that. I don't follow your videos as much, I guess. I don't follow anybody that much. Just don't have the time. I'll have to keep my eye out, though. Sorry, man. You're a step ahead of me as usual. It's Dark Elves. Gotcha. Richard Shearer. Awesome. Epic Fox. I'll be moving all my miniatures and games over to Manila in January. Oh, you're making the move. Holy smokes. Are you really, man? Well, that's great, man. That's actually kind of cool. I have a lot of games I'm looking forward to. That's actually pretty cool. How's your son feel about that? You don't have to answer that. Yeah, that's great, man. All part of the retirement. I have been posting like a fiend. Yeah, I see your stuff pop up. Life takes over sometimes. Medieval Wargamer. Your stuff's ace. Thanks, Matt. The advantage or most probably disadvantage of being an expert, leaving expat, living away from my family. Yeah, Nick. How many more years are you going to be doing that? He moved to Texas a year ago for a girl, for a lady. Why doesn't that sound familiar? Well, I'm going to Manila. Take that. All right, there you go. As long as everybody's happy, we're all good here. A lot of missing going on. All right, so that's what's going over on Discord. We got the fantastic painting going on there by Matt. And of course, Nick and his channel. A lot going on over there. I'm a Knight of the Garter. So watch out. Finally getting a little recognition. How do you like that? Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Coffee's getting kind of cold. So yeah, I'm going to be working on my Flames of Warage. I figured out what I'm going to do with my basing. Let's get that off the screen. Nothing less, dear Kurt. Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Nick. So what I'm going to do is a lot of folks realize, I've heard, that I despise these bases. I don't like them because they're plastic. And the worst part about them is they have these beveled edges. I hate that. I don't want to hide the base. I want to be able to see it. I want to be able to pick it up and move my troops on the table. I don't want it disguised. I know some people, that's a thing. They like to hide their bases as much as possible. They don't want to see it. They want to really make believe this is real. It's not a game. But I like to see the bases. For a few different reasons. Let me fix my focus here. Let's see, let's get a little foci. So what I'm going to do, instead of buying the Litco bases, you know, that are shaped the same way, but they don't have the beveling. Easy fix. I don't want to use the Litco because they might be too thick and I got to build them up and so on and so forth. But the thing is, if I keep using these, which I'm gonna, all I have to do is just build up the edge. Just build up the edge with the spackling like I do anyway. So I'm just going to carry the spackling all the way around and kind of make sure it's nice and grabbable and, you know, you can see it so it'll look like a flat surface. So that's all. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. It's kind of stupid I didn't. So I am going to use these. Just scratch the bottom so it's not so slidey on my matte surface. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. And while I got this next to me, I'll show this off. That's my progress so far. Oh. So there's all the Germans. It's 2 platoons with command. I got this group of Germans left to do. There's going to be crew for the Pack 40s, which there's 2. I've still got 2 Flak 88s with crew to actually clean up and put on the table. And over here, you can hardly see them. I can't really show them, can I? Let me see. Can I go this way? This little batch here, this is all the 82nd Airborne. Just a platoon. All the different weapons and mortars that I need. So I got to do them yet. So that's it. We're closing in. And this Hit the Beach project will be complete. And I'll be running some more games with my wonderful nephew, Jacob. And my other nephew, his dad, Jesse. Jake's really enjoying Flames of War, if you can believe it or not. He's only 9. He's played 40K. He's played some Mantic Warzone. Is it Warzone? It's called Warzone, isn't it? Warzone, I think. And we're doing some other crazy stuff, but he really likes Flames of War. He likes the tanks. If you can imagine. He's 9. Matt, or Nick, how old is your son now? Don't tell me he's 9. Gotta be kind of close to it, though. I saw a picture of you and him, and oh my gosh, Dead Zone, that's what it is. Dead Zone. Yeah, he played that quite a bit. Because Jake is 9. Is your son close to 9? He looks pretty big. 6. All right, it's close. 3 years off. Isn't that amazing? Oh, man. Jake's first game ever that he played with me was Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And I think he was 6. So it's possible. It's possible. To the Strongest interview was great. Simon, that's his name. Simon is an amazing guy. He is such an interesting character. I just stopped the chatter 2 hours, otherwise he would have gone on for days. Dead Zone 6. Mine are 21 and 13. What's the youngest one for you, Matt? What's your youngest? I mean, you're literally combining 2 families. There's a lot. I'm curious what the youngest is. 5 daughters. Holy smokes. Very tall for his... Is that what it is? Very tall for his age. 6 years old. Oh, and 9. 9, says Matt. I can't believe how much time has gone by. The combination of me getting older and watching, young infants grow up into young children, like my nephew, it just feels like time is just a blink. Going so much faster now. Getting older and watching kids grow up from, crib to walking around, going to school, all that nonsense. Just, man, it just seems like it's just flying by. I tend to start prioritizing my games and my hobbies so I can enjoy this stuff. Oh, stop. Hold on. 5 daughters too. It's flying. Flying by. Youngest is 5. I adopted 5 kids. Yeah, from your... I guess you can call it adopting. It's kind of what it is, right? A little combination of families. Again, as long as everybody's happy, we're all good, right? Oh. Nick, if you'd like to pop in and co-host with me for a little bit, you're welcome to do so. I don't throw that offer out too much, but I haven't talked to Nick in so long. It'd be nice to talk with him before I get caught up in my painting here. If you want, no pressure. Nick is, of course, a very busy man. We all know this. You adopted them. I adopted 5 kids. They weren't your wife's? What do you mean you adopted? You literally adopted 5 more kids? Is that what you're telling me? I don't know. I don't know, whatever they call it. Alright, Nick, I'll send you a link on Discord. That's right. We always have... It takes a while for me and Nick to get sorted. That's okay. We got this. Nick, I'll give you all the time in the world. Get it sorted over on Discord, where I always do this stuff. And I'll be happy to bring you in. You just tell me when you're ready. And when you're ready, go down to my voice channels and enter a channel called Green Room. Okay? It's a little green room. You'll be there by yourself. I'll see you, and I will drag you in when you're ready. Okay? It's called Green Room. That's how it works. Been a while, Nick. Been a while. I see you there. Yes, they came with her, but I officially adopted them. Huh, okay. So that's how that works. So, yeah. So you don't have to then, I guess. Like if you married this woman and she had the kids, I mean, legally, are you considered the father? I guess you're not. Or are you? But I guess you're not, because if you adopted them, that kind of makes you the father from that point on. So, yeah. I guess that's how it works. I don't know this kind of family stuff. I have foregone all that stuff. I'm not a family person in that sense. By choice. No, just step. Well, I'm proud of you. That's great, man. So that kind of makes it official, right? I think I'm already all set here. Yeah, that looks okay. So now I am officially their dad. I get it. Well, congrats, man. That's pretty cool. I'd love to see Nick too. I haven't seen him though in quite a while. He don't put on his camera. We can hear him. Oops, I was muted. Just talking about what I'm going to do here. I'm going to work on at least these 3. But if I can, I'll finish these 2 as well. And that means I only got about 6 more guys. And all the Germans will be painted. I got to give them all a wash and then seal them. And then I'll base them. How about you, Epic Fox? What's on your mind for your gaming projects? What do you got in mind? What are you going to be doing? I know you're planning videos, but what are you thinking? Because I know you got quite a lot of variety in your interests there. Where's my... oh. Been a long time. Well, I'm always around. I've had Matt in my chats a few times. I've had my good friend Neil in here a few times when he's around and feeling up to it. Nick occasionally. But the regular crowd doesn't exist anymore for whatever reason. I don't know why. We've all kind of grown away on YouTube doing our own thing. And that community of paint and chatters, you remember those? You remember what we used to do? They were always a big deal. You know, we always got a lot of people in these things, but that hasn't been the case for years. And I have tried and tried and tried, and it's like hammering jello to a wall, pulling teeth. It can't do it for whatever reason. With a few exceptions, you know, I can't get those folks in and around no more. Nowadays, I'm more focused on just me on here. Occasionally, I bring somebody in. That's about it. Like today, we're going to see Nick. Nikolaus. I think you're in the green room. Let's go check it and see. Yeah, I see you. All right, Nick, I'm going to pull you in. Hopefully, everything's all set up. And there you are. How you doing, Nick? I hear nothing. Let him get all set up. Let me see, where is the Discord camera? Oh, I gotta do this. I know I forgot to do something. Blunk. There he is up in the corner there. He's all set up. See where it says Nick? Nick. So Nick, we don't hear you. I see you're not muted, but we can't hear you. It's not picking up on Discord. So I'll let you get all set up. So is anybody working on anything today? Anybody painting? Anybody doing anything? Or is it just going to be me? Close it in. Field gray. That'll be first. I won't start though. I'm going to talk to Nick. Matt's working on something. He's working on, what could he be working on? You have to go over on your channel and look around. Check out some videos. Today's vape juice flavorings is Western Cowboy. It's pretty good. Tobacco. Not bad. A slight hint of peach pear. Top tier brand. Slight hint because that's what was in it previously and I haven't cleaned it or anything, so. The Void Touched Mutants. The Void Touched. Nick, you're muted there. Says you can't hear me. He'll get it figured. He's done this before. Oh, he's gone. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna watch over here when he comes back in. It's such a hassle. I think Nick normally uses StreamYard, so he's all set up for StreamYard, and if he comes over in a Discord, he's got to change things around, choose the right camera and mic, because it might not be the same. It's a hassle. I drive people crazy because of that. I only use Discord. I use StreamYard too, but not very often. And Restream. Restream's pretty good too. Squirrel Hermit uses Restream for his streams now. That's pretty good. You can look that up if you're interested. Restream. So today, also of discussion in general, is my upcoming campaign and my assortment of one-shots I'll be running, because it's campaign season for my RPGs. I'll be starting a new campaign this fall. Everybody's invited if you're interested. And the first campaign, or the main campaign, I think is going to be Tales of Argosa. Like good old school stuff. Set in my own world, of course, of Mythgard. If you don't know about Mythgard, you can check out some of it over on my Discord channel. There is Mythgard lore. Something I've been working on in the background for many, many, many years. It might actually be published in various formats, folks. It might actually be published. Oh, there's Nick. Let's drag him in here. All right, Nick, can you hear me? He's still muted. Let me check my settings and make sure everything's okay. Should be. Turn your volume up a little bit. You're not muted. Nothing's disabled. You in here. Deafened and muted. Yeah, can't be on my end. Let me look real quick. Permissions. Everyone. Connect, speak, video, soundboard, blah 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 blah, voice activity, blah 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 blah. It should be okay. Should be okay. Take your time, Nick. Void Touch Mutants. What faction are they part of? Or is that their faction? The Void. Void Touched. They're not the Dark Elves, are they? I love Dark Elves. Twilight Kin. They got so many factions, I don't know who's who. I know they're introducing Dark Elves, but I don't think they're called Dark Elves. I don't think it's the Twilight Kin. Why is my encoder overloading again? What's happening here? How's the stream? Everything okay? Everything okay? No problems? Nope, Nick's gone again. Well, Nick, if you can't pull it off, it's okay. It's no big deal. I don't want you wasting your time. If it's just too much of a hassle, it's all good. Drag him in again. Fingers crossed.
Can you hear me? Oh. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
That's good.
Test, 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 test.
Oh, it's okay. It's no big deal.
I think your YouTube is playing. I think your YouTube is playing in the background.
I just closed it. I just closed it. Is there an echo? No.
Test, 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 test. Nope, sounds good.
That's great.
Nick, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm okay. How are you? How are you? Just came back from vacation.
Oh.
And, you know, I have to get used to starting working again.
Yeah. Terrible. Well, it's such a rough life.
Hate work. I hate work.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hate working. I wish I was a lazy fuck. Sorry. I'm going to cut this.
So when it comes down, what did you do for your vacation? I know you were putting some videos out, right?
Yeah. What I'm doing, well, I go. This is my long vacation, you know, because I go for, you know, 1 week or 10 days with Christmas, and you know, I go during the year. But my long vacation is these 3 weeks. I go back home. Sometimes I extend 4 weeks. You know, the longest time I stay there. What I do in the summer, you know, I stay the first week, you know, things to do, go back to Athens, visit the bank, organize stuff. You know how it is, but stay home. The second week I rent a boat and I go to the islands. And the third week, you know, I return back to home to relax, see the family, you know, and before my wife and my son leave again for August, because I usually go June, early July, you know, early July, and I leave, you know, the first week of August. So, you know, then my wife goes vacation again with my son, because, you know, the main vacations are in August. They go back to her city, you know. it's a rural area they stay there. So yeah,
Nice.
not
Nice.
much.
So I do see your pictures you post occasionally, and they're always from poolside or in a boat somewhere in this crystal clear, beautiful Mediterranean water.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, the waters are amazing, amazing, amazing. If one should visit the Greek islands at least once in his life, he should. It's something you should not miss.
Yeah, a profound experience, I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's something that you haven't seen before.
No. It's beautiful, and it's, of course, it's rich in history. As we all know, we love history, so it's
Of
rich
course,
in history. So there's a lot there. Yeah, that would be nice, I'll tell you that much.
for sure,
Is it a
for sure.
is the weather, is the heat there a dry heat, or is it a very humid heat?
Well, it's well, it is. We are we are an island nation and we're surrounded by sea. So yes, we have humidity. Although we have mainland that's a little bit more dry, but yeah, we have quite a lot of humidity.
I figured.
Not continuous, but nothing. Nothing. You know, extraordinary. But yes, the heat is humid. Yeah.
So how's your campaign going? Fill me in on that.
I I haven't started yet. I had the idea, and I discussed it with a couple of guys of the Discord to because I was making some campaign rules that I was going to showcase on the channel, and I thought of the idea because many guys on the Discord channel and on the channel in YouTube were saying, what a lovely map, we should play a campaign. I said, why not do it in Discord? Create two private channels. People who are interested to enter as commanders, and I will give them the rules and the map so they can plan ahead. And then I will be like the GM, like you are, and they will do moves. There will be fog of war. I will do the battles. I will ask them to roll dice, and I will describe them the game and what's happening. I think it's going to be fun. Nothing hectic. Once a week they meet. They decide in a couple of moves. I do them. Very very laid back. You don't have to take off time from work to do it. So yeah, it seems to have a lot of interesting parties. So yeah, I'm planning because I need to make all these digital maps and hard copy and everything, and uh, finalize the rules a bit. But I believe end of September I will start. And then when we finish, I will keep all the material I have from photographs, videos, whatever, and I will make a video to show. It'll be fun because it's going to be decision from different people that they're going to have fog of war and different strategy, and I think it's going to be interesting with this different characters who are going to be leading the armies.
So I got on the screen your map that you made with
Yeah.
Infernape. Beautiful map. Now, did you print this out and put it so you can put your miniatures on it? Is that what I'm seeing on the map?
Yes. I will have a hard copy and a soft copy. I will have a hard copy that I printed already A2, and I will have the miniatures and moving them, and also I will do some moves and explain, and make the point on soft copy, digital. So sometimes digital, you can put numbers, you can of both.
Very nice. I could put this in Foundry, which is my VTT, Virtual Tabletop. I could put this in Foundry, and I could put tokens. I could make my own tokens and put them on the map and move them around.
That's
With
fantastic.
that would be an easy thing to do.
Oh, really?
Very easy. I could do it right now in like 5 minutes.
Okay, I
And
don't know.
that would be cool, but I don't think you've ever used Foundry.
What is Foundry? No, is it a program? What is it?
It's there's a free version of it. I pay for it. It's like
Hmm.
$15 a year or something like that. But
Okay.
it's meant for, it's a virtual tabletop. So primarily
Okay.
people that play role playing games utilize it.
Hmm.
But I've seen people use it for board games. and miniatures-based board games. And each game that you're playing has its own little set of character sheets and programmed responses that are built into the rules. So you gotta have a game in mind and download the game and utilize it fully within Foundry. So like in your case, I could download it. Maybe my whatever. There's no module for you because you don't have like a set of rules that's in Foundry. So there's nothing to import and nothing to install. But what I could do is I could just upload your map, and I could create my own tokens, which you could do with any system, and use them to move around. And roll dice too. The one thing I couldn't do is to fully utilize the VTT. I couldn't use the rules. Like if I double clicked on a token, it wouldn't it wouldn't open up a unit sheet, for instance, or an army sheet and show all my stats for my armies. It wouldn't do that because there's no game that you've installed into it. But
I get you. Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that you can put the map on there and people could move the tokens around at their leisure, make them invisible or whatever, measure distances or whatever, and then do everything else with dice and paper, that would still work out great.
That's fantastic.
It'd be easy to do.
That's fantastic. I would be interesting to see this program. Very interesting.
Let me save your map and see if I could do it real quick. See what it looks like.
That's nice.
Because it would be so useful for an online campaign where everybody can meet and they can see the map and plot the moves and in real time move their forces around.
Yeah.
And maybe you've got some random tables that you can roll as well. I mean, you could do
I have, yeah.
In the program itself.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fantastic.
So while we chit-chat, I'm going to try and do that and see if I can do that. La 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 la. So what else is going on, Nick? Now that you're back at work, do you even have time to work on your games at all?
I have so much time because, it's regardless how much you work, there is plenty of time to play games and to do, because afterwards, especially if you live in the Middle East like I do, and there is, except going to the gym, there's not much to do like we Westerners have used to, bars, clubs, restaurants, you know what I'm saying? So is this plenty of time. That's why I've been able to, do videos because it's, I'm on my own. There is nothing here after work. So, yeah, I have plenty of time. But, you have the time to create stuff. Although I wish it was back home because most of the armies are there and I could have, big campaigns and fun battles with the claymores. But it's okay, whatever we can do.
Mm-hmm. Normandy. Spelled it wrong. I think what I gotta do, browse files, choose a file, let me see where I got this map that you made. There it is.
Matt is saying, I really like what you're doing with the AI miniature movements in our battle reports. Love seeing the minis come to life. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, these AI apps are still in generic form. They cannot do much, and obviously the input is basic. The output, they're also a rip-off. But I can imagine, as everything new, it will develop. The good apps and the good programs will prevail. There will be more things to do. And I can imagine in a few years, well, maybe earlier actually, the it will be more clear to us which apps are good, which apps are bad, more output, less cost. Yeah, but it's fun. I think in the future you can, in my last battle report I used just for cutscenes. I believe while these apps develop, you could uh, do more. Um, Dented Helmet is saying do more. Um, Still generic form. I'm hearing about some apps coming out from big like names. So we'll see.
The heck is this in the middle of the map? Oh. So here it is in Foundry. Here's your map. There it is.
Okay. Let me see.
So it's easy to actually put it in here, and everybody that joins the game has access to this map. They could look at it, zoom in, zoom out,
Okay.
whatever they want. Now, let's say I
Yeah.
want to, let's create some tokens.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is
That's good.
I'll create a token. It's called an
Yeah.
actor in this case. Let's call it the French Army.
Okay. That looks fantastic.
Okay, so here's a sheet for the French Army, but it's totally unusable because it's for a different game. So
Yeah.
one thing I can do is I could change what it looks like as a token on the map. So what I
Okay.
could do, I don't know if I have anything appropriate, but let me look at your Discord. You got some flags or banners there I saw.
Yeah, you can use anything you want.
This one here with the fleur-de-lis. Let me save this image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a JPEG or a PNG. I'm going to save that.
Okay.
And
That's fine. That looks amazing, huh?
yeah. Now we'll come back here.
Uh,
Let's upload that
Dented
image.
Helmet. Really did a great job on your last battle report. Thank you. It took me so much time, but I had a vision to create this. I mean, I still have things that I want to improve, but I had a vision to create this. So when I finished shooting it back home, because I shot it back home in Greece, where I have all my claymores, my big armies, it took me 3 weeks to edit it all. In Greece, obviously, I couldn't do much because I was with the family. But for half an hour. But when I came back here 3 weeks ago, I posted the video yesterday. I was editing it almost every day, 2 hours. It's actually, I don't know how visually, how someone can understand, but it requires a hell of a lot of work. And I had this vision. I mean, this is for a cinematic narrative battle report. I like also other battle reports that you can check the rules a little bit more. But I have a vision. I was writing the script down. I was checking, a medieval text so I can use similar phrases. I try to make it a little bit, heroic, historical. So adding a couple of die rolls, and it seems that it's popular. I had comments that I was shocked that actually a lot of comments, people were saying the best battle report they've ever seen in YouTube. That's a bit of a high praise, so I was very happy. I love 100 Years War, and Kurt knows it, because actually Kurt and our friend Ian, God rest his soul, he passed away in December, pushed me into wargaming and starting a channel a long, long time ago. Kurt basically was the main reason, and Ian obviously supporting. And I think after so many years, and the channel growing quite a lot now, we're at 7,000, 500 almost reaching. Yeah, hopefully we reach 8,000 soon. I had guys who telling me that we started Medieval because of the channel, and we really got influence from your passion, your miniatures, the armies. We saw big armies with banners and colors and everything. So yeah, I was very happy because I've seen a lot of a big surge in medieval wargaming and especially the Hundred Years' War. So that, yeah, I was very happy to see that guys. That's my main aim. You know, my main aim is to not to influence guys to go to medieval wargaming, but to inspire for in a way. Um, to inspire to people have started their armies because of the channel. People have came back to wargaming because of the channel. People have and this is something for me really it's satisfying that I'm doing something for the community, because the community is giving so many things back. Yes, Matt, editing is hell, especially if you want to make something a little bit um, ambitious. It's hell. It's hell. It's this video, that this battle report, I'm not gonna or even not see it again. I'm not gonna not even see 10 seconds. Maybe it's the best battle report I've made, and I'm so sick of it that I'm not gonna see it even 1 minute. This is a very interesting program, Kurt. Very interesting.
So useful.
Yeah. But also, I was talking to Dentin Helmet and Minnie and Matt, but also I mean, this is a kind of narrative, um, it's basically a narrative, cinematic battle report. I always like lately, when I'm becoming more familiar, all my battle reports have a prologue and an aftermath, where I'm putting either AI paintings or paintings I find in the internet. I think that the videos are for entertaining, and I think everybody who watches the battle report, and especially guys who are following the channel, really like to know what happened historically and how the battle ended. And then you can see what happened to the report, and you can judge also the rules. You can judge if the rules um, have any I mean accuracy. I mean, if you can say historical accuracy for the rules are a bit, but you know what I'm saying. So all my battle reports, I put an aftermath and a prologue and deployment, so it makes it interesting. And then either you make it narrative or you make it normal battle report. um, um, and I like both. I like narrative, but also like die rolling in more detail and explaining what's happening. Both are great. Um, I wish I could get into medieval. I just love my fantasy. Fantasy is amazing. Fantasy is amazing. I wish I had time for fantasy. I mean, Warhammer. I like the style. I like medieval fantasy a lot. And with fantasy, you have such an open front to become creative. You can create factions, you can create maps, you can create events, you can create characters. I mean, don't start me, because it has so many. Fantasy has so many possibilities. Oh, hi, look, how you doing? Fantasy has so many possibilities, Matt. Something I would love to do, because I like fantasy. I've seen armies with the giants, that you have these huge miniatures that are double or triple the size of the 28s, and then you have orcs, or you have knights like the Warhammer, where you have Britonian and everything. With so many possibilities in fantasy. So many things someone can do, campaigns, characters. I mean, don't even start me.
So if you look at the screen,
Yeah.
what I've done here is all I've done is just upload the map. It's in scale. Actually, I could set the scale. I could write down how many feet or miles each hex represents. I could do that. And
Okay.
I could
That's not-
calculate distances based on that easily. But I created 2 tokens, and I named them
Okay.
French Army 1 and French Army 2, and then I got 3
Okay.
English armies, 1, 2, and 3. And that's what it
It
looks
looks
like on the
fantastic.
map.
This looks fantastic.
And you can move them around. It tells me how far they're moving. This is in feet right now, so he just moved 15 feet. But yeah, that's all it is. And just, I'm sure there's other things you can do as well. Maybe even make your own army roster sheet and upload that. So when people double click the token, it opens a roster sheet instead of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you can see how it measures the movement for you. There's a little line there. Tells you how far it's going. You just have to scale it to the map. Right now it's in, each hex is like 5 feet or something.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that and see how easy that is. If you're interested in exploring it, I use it for role-playing games. But if you want to explore it, go to foundry.com or put in a search for Foundry VTT.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I will explore it. It sounds really nice. It sounds very nice.
That's a voice of Medieval Warrior. Luke Farrell, how you doing, Luke? Very cool. Wish I could get into Medieavl. Love my fantasy. Well, fantasy technically is based on medieval. So.
Yeah, I was saying to Matt that I love medieval fantasy, and there's so much one can do. So many things that one can do with fantasy. So many options. You can design maps. You can do anything you want. Characters. I mean, you're not restricted at all. And I like this, Bretonians and all these guys of.
Like our good friend Dan Buman, for instance, and his beautiful
Yeah.
army of Bretonia.
Amazing.
From old editions of the game that he's collected, and just beautiful, so inspiring.
No, his armies are amazing. He hasn't been active for quite some time.
Nah, this time of the year, I think he's busy farming.
Okay, but his armies are extraordinary. I haven't been envious of armies.
Until you saw his.
But John's armies is amazing.
That's what I love about fantasy, says Matt. Matt has to go to work. Take care, Matt.
Take care, Matt. Take care. Nice to hear from you.
Yes, indeed. Talk to you again soon, my friend.
Pleasure, Matt. Pleasure.
And toodaloos. So, in case anybody's curious, yeah, Nick has actually played in my RPGs in the past. He's played in my role-playing games, man, and he did a fantastic job, had great fun.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, we'll have to do that again someday soon. I'm sure we will.
Of course.
Be a good way for you to learn about Foundry, in fact, and what you could do with it. Luke says, Nick, I have to blame you for me buying 10mm Pendrac in 100 Years' War for Lion Rampant, and now Bretonians in War Master.
Okay. I've been blamed by many bank managers, to tell you the truth. I get phone calls from banks all over the world.
I bet you do. And of course, me and Nick, going way back the way we do, we have a lot of experience, not only chatting about games, but playing a lot of games. Nick has been in some of my live plays.
Of course.
He played in my one particular battle, Rome against the Gaul.
That was amazing.
Ian was part of that battle too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So we had some good fun. Go way back with the live plays.
Yeah, it was good. Are you planning to be active again in the future?
Yes, I am. I'm working on it right now, actually, as I speak. I'm playing I'm getting back. As you know, I sold off everything. I don't have things anymore. The only things I still have that are painted are my 15 millimeter feudal English. I have a small collection for 2 armies, modest size, well over 100 figures in total. It's not much. But I rebased them. I fine-tuned the painting. I'm still using them. I'm going to expand them. I'm going to do some more ancient and medieval games in 28 mil and more 15 mil because I have them unpainted. And right now I'm doing Flames of War from scratch. I'm going to do some 28 mil World War II as well. Playing 40K. Doing some sci-fi and fantasy of various things as well here and there. So hopefully I'll have some content, battle reports coming up before the end of the year, miniatures related.
Yeah.
And next year for sure. So I've got plans. I got things I'm working on. Because maybe you don't know, Nick, but I've been commission painting for about 5 years straight. And during that 5-year length of time, I basically was out of the hobby. I was no longer painting my own stuff. I was losing my chutzpah for the hobby. So I had to, early this year, go into semi-retirement from commission painting. And since January, I've been focused more on my own hobby, painting my own miniatures, getting my chutzpah back for the hobby. And I feel great. It's wonderful. I'm buying things again, collecting stuff, got plans. I just had to retire from it, and it was destroying my hobby. Too much stress, too much couldn't handle it. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm in the process of starting over, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good.
That's good. That's good. That's very good.
So I have no regrets. You know, I sold off everything because in some cases I had to. But it feels good to start over and actually approach my gaming and my painting from a little bit of a different perspective, you know?
I get you.
It's like if I wanted to start over, and what would I change? What would I do differently? And that's kind of what I've got an opportunity to do now. So I'm doing just that, doing things a little differently this time. So, no regrets.
No, it's okay because fresh starts are sometimes a good thing. Mm-hmm. You're more experienced now. You know what you want. You know where to focus. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to have fun when you start your own projects.
Mm-hmm. My rules of choice is Triumph.
It's a nice rule set, very nice rule set. I remember we were talking about it. I like it because it's, I think it's from the guys who helped with DBA 3 point something. It's a really good rule set. Mm-hmm. And they're nice guys. I've talked to them before. And it's a fun battle.
Yeah, it's got all the outcome moves and reaction moves and stuff that I know you love as well. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
I've been a huge DBX style game fan forever. And I just love that way of playing battle. So Triumph is really good for that. So it's my choice. But I know you've got a lot of things you've been playing. What is your favorite that you like to play a lot? I'll take a guess. I think it's Midgard. Do you like Midgard?
I like Midgard, but I like Midgard a lot. Midgard reminds me a lot of Hail Caesar. and it's good. I played my last battle report using Migger, and I fought a couple of. But I'll tell you which rule set is becoming rapidly my favorite, and I'm enjoying it because I'm enjoying the solo friendly aspect of it, and a total. I'm really enjoying, and the specific design for the 100 Years' War is Test of Resolve. Test of Resolve is the rule set based, card based. Has also the War of the Roses. These guys who wrote it, David Knight and Tim Cooper, must have an excellent knowledge of the 100 Years' War, because they've included rules like funneling, crowding. They have waves of attack depending. They have battle books, and it's played with one die and a lot of modifiers and modifiers that I like a lot. I like modifiers a lot than a huge number of dice. It's D12s that create a lot of unpredictability, and the card drawing based, cards based on movement and actions are perfect for solo and very unpredictable and fun. And every battle is different. I love the rule set. I really like it.
Uses a deck of cards.
Yeah, I created my own because hard copy I couldn't get here. But they have PDFs that you can download, and then I put some photographs and things like this, and some paintings.
So it's made for the 100 Years' War, or the
Yeah, and that's why I like it. It has Wars of the Roses and 100 Years' War, so that's why I like it, because it has specific rules that depict perfectly the 100 Years' War. It has a lot of unpredictability, a lot of solo friendly. They're perfect for the 100 Years' War. They're very well thought. They have support. They have released 4 battle scenario books that they're amazing. I've showcased the rules on the channel, and I will showcase the battle books probably next week. It's becoming my favorite. It's fast. Doesn't take hours. It has a lot of interesting concepts. I really like it. I really like it.
Well, the fact that it's focused on these particular conflicts is a plus.
Yeah,
It's not some
a big
generic
plus.
thing.
Yeah, it's a big plus for me, because the others are fine, good rule sets, but they are generic. Yeah.
Secured Commanders. Ransom.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ransom. It has ransom, so it has campaign. If you do a campaign, you can use the ransom rules, and have them part of your campaign.
Huh. After a failed wave attack by the enemy, an army reforms back to its defensive position. Does it have outcome moves? Kinda?
It has. It has. Believe it or not, it has outcome moves in a way. Not the outcome moves we have with the pushbacks, but it has. And you will be surprised. It has turn tail. So a unit in hand-to-hand combat, if it loses 0 to 1, the hand-to-hand combat continues. But if he loses more, it takes a resolve test, and then he has an option to fight again or turn tail. And this is creating the same amazing medieval mess like pushbacks. I'm really enjoying the rules.
Huh. Yeah, it looks good. I like the fact it's got nice, fun components like cards. I like cards.
Yeah, I like cards also. As a solo gamer, I like cards a lot.
Events, milling around.
Yeah, it has yeah.
Does the turn sequence follow a draw from the cards? Does the deck of cards?
Yeah, because and this is the great thing because you draw the cards and there is a turn sequence. Basically, there is a game deck that is basically the decks of one army until the other army is what's his name? The other army is um, cards can appear, and depending on the draw, you may be able to have three or four cards of your, for example, of your army take the initial advantage, but at the same time, that at the end of the card drawing, there will be three, four, or more cards from your opponent, so you have to be ready. But also, because it has end turn, and you have your, let's say, blue card, the French, let's say, card, or the Scottish card end turn, and the English card end turn. And in order to end the turn, both cards might be drawn. So if I draw my end turn until you draw your end turn, the game still goes on. But if we drew it early, both of us, and I had the greatest percentage of cards, immediately have the advantage. So it has a huge unpredictability, the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this has to do, obviously, with the philosophy behind it, that, rules and orders were not followed. Some units were not eager to fight. Some units were, milling around. It has actually an amazing card that is called flummoxed. So if let's say I have my turn and I have three cards for the French, and I draw the first card or even the second card and it's flummoxed, that means the remaining cards that I was going to use go to you.
Huh.
So it's a really, really, really fun game.
Requires only one 12-sided die per side and your figures. The game
Yeah.
plays out on a small deck of cards representing the opposing factions. These cards are designed to introduce an innovative, realistic, and exciting unpredictability to the game flow and remind players that commanders had little control of events when the fighting began. Historical scenarios are typically completed in 1 to 2 hours, and all are designed to be played on a 180 by 120 centimeter, 6 by 4 table with figures of any scale. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually, especially if you're a fan of the Hundred Years' War or War of the
Or Wars
Roses.
of the Rose. Yeah, yeah.
Are they going to expand it to maybe include, say, the baronial period? 13th
I
century?
don't know. I don't know what's their plan, but they expanded recently in the Hundred Years' War. So, but yeah, for sure they have plans of expanding. I don't know more details, but the medieval battles were very similar. I mean, maybe you didn't have Arrow Storm in the Baron's War, maybe, but yeah, you can use it as the good thing with the rules is that, for example, they have Arrow Storm and aimed fire. So Arrow Storm is not always applicable. In order to have an Arrow Storm, you have to be in a defensive position, blah 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 blah. But if you use Arrow Storm as aimed fire, all the others apply to the Baron's War. The units are generic, household knights apply to Baron's War. Man at arms apply to Baron's War, mounted, foot, good common troops, poor common troops, very simple, crossbowman, all apply. Crowding, for sure, crowding applied in the Baron's War, where all the knights were fighting and were crowding, spears. I think if you removed Arrow Storm, that they say probably didn't exist during the Baron's War, and instead of the card of Arrowstorm, you used it as normal aimed fire, you can play Baron's War as well. Actually, something I will do on the channel. I will give it a shot.
Says solo and multiplayer. The rules are thoroughly crafted and facilitate both solo and multiplayer gaming experiences, catering to diverse preferences. Rewarding, playable, and versatile. Games are designed to accommodate various figure sizes, ensuring versatility in gameplay. Historical snares are playable. We read that already. Yeah, there it is, folks. I put the link in the chat. Testofresolve.com. Looks pretty good to me. Because one of these days, I know I'm going to do it. I know one of these days I'm going to dive into the 100 Years' War because of Nick. Mainly because of Nick, because he's so inspiring. And, you know, this looks great, man. This actually looks like I want to command this. I want to be on a tabletop like this and command these big blocks of foot knights and see what happens and just play a battle like that. It just would be a new experience for me. But we'll see. We might get there. We probably will. Test of Resolve.
Yeah, it's a fun rule set.
So what else you got planned, Nick? Anything coming up on your channel to look forward to?
Well, but I will showcase the campaign rules I've created and the maps. I will showcase the battle books from Test of Resolve. There's really, really interesting battle books that have some historical battles for Breton Wars of Succession, Scottish Wars of Independence, 100 Years' War. They have a really interesting setup with the historical background, aftermath, deployment and armies and divisions and everything, and maps, how you play the game, events, trigger events. Really, really, they have made a really great investigation, the guys. What else is coming up? I will showcase a video I shot quite some time ago, but I haven't posted yet. My Claymore Longbowman and also my Baron's War Longbowman. That's another two coming up. My main aim is to start a campaign on not this Discord campaign. That's another issue. But my campaign, that's Normandy campaign that I've created the rules and using Test of Resolve and shoot one video a month. Or one couple, so and have battles and battle reports and movements on the map, and so battles can influence each other. So that's my main plan for this year. And in November, December, I will order around 100 Claymore casting miniatures. I wanted to beef up my second Scottish Wars of Independence in November, because my next big battle will be the Battle of Evil's Cross. I'm going to fight at Christmas. So in October, I will get some Claymores, around 100 miniatures, so I can beef the Scottish up. That's at the moment. We'll see how it'll go. Yes, look, it's a great set of rules. I'm really enjoying them. I love the card system. I love the way they played. I like that we have just D12 dice. D12 dice, although you have some very interesting modifiers. D12s give a lot of unpredictability and sometimes give some unpredictable results. Not ahistorical, because obviously there are modifiers there that beef up the historical accuracy of the battle. But D12s are really fun, and I like the cards a lot. I like the rules, the deployment rules, the turn tail rules, the pressing, support. I mean, it's a really great rule set. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's very, very, I would say it's a very, very different, I don't know if the word is correct, sophisticated set of rules. I really like it.
Well, it's definitely a focused set of rules. And that's, in my mind, that's always preferable to something more generic.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just like you're talking all the names of some of these rules, they sound very flavorful and period specific, which is nice. That's part of the whole genre, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I mean, you can understand from the rules that the guys knew the era well, investigated the era well. They did their research. Obviously, knew about the
War of the Roses.
rules here and the war. Yeah, the War of the Roses. I haven't. I know that it's popular with War of the Roses too as well. So yeah, I like it. I like these games. You know, we always like these few dice games with modifiers. You know, that was our style. I like Midgard. It's a fun rule set. I mean, it reminds me a lot of Hail Caesar in a way. That type of or bill hook similar. Um, it has the support, it has the pushbacks, but I think Test of Resolve is becoming, a favorite of mine, and because it's very period specific, and I'm enjoying the battles. I'm enjoying the battles a lot.
What's your take on? And I know you've talked to the guys, and you've I think you even played the game. The set of rules, I think they're rules period specific too, by Firelock Games.
Are you talking about the Blood and Crowns?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's a very, very good rule set for skirmish. I haven't played Firelock games, but I understand that all the rules have a basic concept that they follow: blood and plunder, blood and pirate, something like this. I don't know the other games. It's a good rule set for skirmish and for big skirmish also. It has good concepts. It's period specific as well. It's it is a good rule set. I would recommend it for the 100 Years' War in comparison to other rule sets. I think they did a good investigation. They have a good support. They have nice traits, interesting traits, weapons. I think it's a very, very good rule set.
Well, there you go. I know I'm a big fan of Firelock Games and their stuff, particularly their one for the Colonial Wars. I can't remember the name of it. It's basically the 19th century era. But yeah, it's based on the same concepts that Blood and Crowns uses and their World War I skirmish game uses, and to some extent Blood and Plunder, which is their pirate game, which they're well known for. But yeah, I like that. I like their system. I never looked into the Medieval one they did, though. Luke says, I think I like beer and pretzel games at times. If I loved a period, I would hunt the most perfect rule set for it. Well, you know what? When I got into Napoleonics, and also World War II, one thing I learned is that journey from getting into it from scratch, researching it, collecting it, looking at the options for rules and miniatures, and just spending months and years playing it and trying out these different things, I discovered at the end of it, and you guys probably know this, that it's all about the journey. It is so fun to try out these different sets of rules. I mean, when you've got the miniatures, you're good to go. And I was fortunate with Napoleonics and World War II to be able to play and experience so many really freaking good games that weren't similar. They were in many ways, but in a lot of ways they had unique features that were really a joy to explore. And at the end of all that, I couldn't sit here and say, this is my single favorite set of rules. But what I was able to do is say that these are my favorite rule sets to play. And it's usually like 2 or 3 or 4 different sets of rules. Because it's really hard, you know? They cater to different thoughts of a period and how it should be. It's great. So I always tell people, you know what? Enjoy the journey. Try out these different games. Don't fret about this in search for the perfect game. If there is one, you'll find it, and it'll be perfect for you. But enjoy the ride, because it's a real fun journey. Right, Luke? You know what I'm talking about. You too.
Yeah, I mean, all the rules have something good. I mean, there are very few rules that they're, that I couldn't stand. But yes, especially, it's fun just reading rules and enjoying a game and variety is something that's part of the hobby. I like trying different rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. The journey.
Yeah, no, it's great fun.
If you have to pop off, Nick, just let me know. I'm not going to keep you
No,
longer
no,
than you need to be.
no. I will stay another 20 minutes. Don't worry, I'll let you know.
Okay. Test of Resolve is not currently shipping to my region, says Dented Helmet, and I'm not a big
Yes,
fan of PDFs.
they stopped. They stopped. They announced it few days ago because of the new, um, sank whatever. Um, I've added, costs from
Tariffs?
tariffs. Yeah, recently. I mean, they have a post. They posted a few days ago that will be the last for a while. I know that many rule writers are not sending now currently in the states. I think things will pick up again, but I'll tell you something. I know many people who are not fan of the PDFs. I I am a big fan of PDFs. I'll tell you why. Because when I get a rule set, I like scribbling. I like making notes. I like highlighting. So I can make some notes and just check specific rules. Sometimes there are rules that are important that just a line. And by printing the PDF, I can do this. And if I want to clean one again, I print it again and I bind it. You bind very easily. You go to a shop and they bind it for you, and you have you can have 3, 4 rule sets like this, and you can scribble around and have a clean copy. I mean, obviously the hard copy is more beautiful and everything, but I like the PDFs. I like the idea of a PDF. I keep it also in the laptop. That's another issue. But I print a couple of copies. I have one clean one, and I have my notes in the other one, and highlighting the specific rules. And actually, when I play a game, when I highlight stuff, when I make it like a notebook, it's easier for me to access the rules. I understand totally that many gamers like the actual book, but I wouldn't discard PDFs. It gives you an advantage. You can print the rule set as many times as you want, and if you go and do also a proper binding, you can make it look really good. But yeah, obviously, the actual book is more beautiful. But for me, it's more practical to have a PDF because I scribble a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't have a bit. I'm not a fan of PDFs myself. It's so difficult to learn a game with a PDF, especially if it's a dense set of rules. But I've done it, and I did it with O Group. I played O Group quite a bit, and I never bought the actual hard copy. Did it all through PDF, and it was okay. And I didn't print anything out either. But yeah, if you could swing it, you can definitely print it out if it's worth it to you. So yeah, that's a thing. I like PDF, and then
Yeah.
print as writing, as ringboard rule set, easy on learning. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm printing and it's fun. Look, if I said Denti Helmet, um, get the rules on PDF, but she's also, I think, it's cheaper. I mean, read them. You will, if you like them. Okay, when they start posting delivering again to the stage, you purchase them. But check my last battle report, the Battle of Fresnai, and this is not a narrative report. This is an actual battle report where I show, I explain the rules, and I show the die rolling and everything. It's a 100 years old battle, and you can check the rules also. I have a flip through also, test of resolve, and I'm going to show also next week. I'm going to showcase the battle books as well, where you have a lot of support in the battle books. Some really, really amazing scenarios. These guys, that you know, you have this. Sometimes you have these scenarios where you see the author just make some generic scenarios, but these guys must have had must have done such an investigation, such a research. Let me put it correctly, because some battles, even I don't know, but they chose battles who that are um, perfect for wargaming. They chose battles that reinforcements are coming. They chose battles that sudden events happen, and they are generated by drawing an event card or by the first round of melee. They've chosen battles. I mean, the recent PDF that I got of the recent battle books they released. One was, I mean, the ones I had. Was early Hundred Years' War and let's say the Edwardian phase, and then Edwardian Caroline phase up to 1380. Now they released, Lancastrian phase, Henry V, 1400 up to 1450, and they released also this I haven't purchased, but I will purchase. They released also. Battles in Britain that has to do, Otterbourne, Shrewsbury, the Welsh Rebellion and everything. And they research the battles well because they're perfect for gaming. The recent ones have two stages also. If you win the stage, the first stage, or if you manage to cross a bridge that is guarded, for example, like the Battle of Beaujeu, depending on how many troops cross the bridge and you kill the vanguard of the Scots, this will be in the next battle. So it's like mini campaigns. So I was very impressed with the research the guys did and their choice of battles that they are good for wargaming. I don't know if you get my point, Kurt.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was typing there.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's that beeping? What time is it where
Sorry?
you're at? What time is it where you're at?
It's 1:45 a.m.
Huh.
But it's no work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's, for us here, Thursday is like Friday in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So, it's otherwise I would have been sleeping from 10 o'clock.
Oh, man. Do you have any games with you, or miniatures, or paints that you keep occupied with
Yeah,
while
yeah.
you're working?
I have some remaining Perry plastics that I have here. I will paint. I'm painting slowly, and I have a few more knights, foot knights for my Baron's War. But yeah, that's it. I'm purchasing when I go. I didn't purchase when I went to in August because vacation, everything. But I will purchase when I go back for Christmas, and I will bring a few boxes back for the winter to increase the armies here because my main armies are back home. So
How about your Dark
it was
Ages
fun. Yeah,
project? Did you ever get that off the ground? The Dark Ages? Vikings
yeah.
and
I'm
Normans?
planning. Yeah, I'm planning to start it next year.
That's something I should mention. For me, because I'm just getting back into medieval and ancient gaming again, and it's mainly going to be 15 mil, because I have all these 15 mil. So I'm going to do all kinds of little armies for Triumph. Probably not huge armies, but I want to be able to paint them and play with them. But 28 millimeter is my thing. I love that. So I'm obviously going to do something for ancients and medieval in 28 mil. And what I've chosen to do, it's one of my big projects, and I'm excited about this, is to do the Arthurian period with the Romano-British and the
Yeah.
all that stuff going on, the early Dark Ages, as some might call it. So that's a big project for me, and I'm going to be doing it in 28 mil with Triumph rules in mind. And yeah, I'm looking at Victrix, Gripping Beast, 3D prints as well. So I'm going to really build that up, and that's going to be a pretty fun project for me. Collect all the armies and everything. So that's something I'm going to do.
Yeah, Dark Ages have so many options, so many beautiful minis.
Yeah, yeah. Gripping Beast and Victrix, man, they're beautiful models. I don't know if they scale well with each other. I think Gripping Beast are pretty big. I could be wrong.
I haven't, but it is on the plan. Now my first plan is end of the year to beef up my Scots for the Second Scottish Wars, and I think early next year I will start planning Hastings. That's my aim, Hastings.
Wow.
That was my dream after the 100 Years' War and the Scotch, well, the wars of, you know, the Scottish Wars of Independence and early and late 100 Years' War. Hastings was my next one. So I think sometime next year I will start. I will probably start. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, when I get going with this, especially the 28mm stuff, I'm going to invite you to some live plays, and you can play some battles with me.
James is saying Victrix are more heroic scale than GB,
Are they really?
but they should rank up okay. Yeah,
Okay.
and Marcher 22 says Victrix are large, maybe larger than Grieving Beast.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine with me, especially that period. A little difference in size between guys is actually a good thing. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's okay. Look, I have some videos. Let me answer to wait 1 sec. To Earthapan 13. Nauk, I heard it's a great program. This app, yes, and I've seen some great videos. But unfortunately, it's Android, and they don't have it for iPhone. So I'm hoping, because I heard it's a great app. I'm hoping it will come out on iPhone and I will be able to test it. But yes, I've heard it's a great app for animating miniatures and having some fun.
What rules for Hastings?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't. Bill. Sorry. Midgard is designed originally for Dark Ages, for haste for this. So, I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't researched specific rules for Hastings. Luke says Raven Feast. I think this is from Little Wars TV, correct? Because I've seen them. I haven't researched. I know that Midgard was designed for Hastings, but for Dark Ages or early medieval, how we call it. But I haven't thought about it yet, to tell you the truth.
Do you guys know of any Dark Age rules that capture shield walls locking together in combat and do it well? What do you think?
Well, I'm sure, most of the rules are designed for, generic. And Hail Caesar is designed for this specific period, and Ancients. I don't know about Dark Ages specific rules. James says his intention is DBX for his Goths and Romans, Irish and Saxons. I will just do skirmish.
He's a skirmish gamer. Well, DBX.
Yeah.
That's not a skirmish game, but I get the idea. Small
Yeah.
numbers of figures.
Yeah. Can any of the guys tell us about this new rule set for Dark Ages skirmish? This French. It's French, and now it's
Pillage?
translated to English.
Pillage.
It's Pillage? Pillage. Is it good?
By Victrix?
I think, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, that's been around for a long time, actually. That set of rules, and Victrix picked it up and kind of touched it up here and there. It looks, to me, the game looks pretty much what you'd expect from a skirmish game focused on raiding, Dark Age raiding, and that's the focus. It's on raids, capturing pigs and burning buildings. So it's very thematic and it's very much got the feel of the era
Okay.
of raiding and stuff. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't think there's anything really outlandishly special about it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
cool presentation, cool scenarios, a pretty good set of rules, I think. I've never played it, but I had a good peruse of it, looked around, and
Yeah.
that's what I figure anyway.
Somebody told me they are very simple, very generic. They're not complicated that much. Not in a bad way, he said it. He didn't say it in a bad way. He told me that it doesn't, its complexity is very low.
MESBG. The hell is that? Medieval. What is that?
MESBG. I don't.
What game is
Oh,
that?
God. James will tell us. You know what I've realized? Last year I was playing a lot of skirmish games. You remember, Kurt? And I was, just, deviating from the big battles.
Yep.
And what I realized is that skirmish games take as much to finish as big battles, because you're basically in a skirmish game. You're micromanaging the battlefield in a way, and you lose miniatures instead of units. Instead of, you can call them units, divisions, companies, whatever. Some of these battles took more than big battles. I mean, I had the impression that skirmish games were wrong impression, actually. Skirmish games are games with fewer miniatures, not faster. And because I never played skirmish games except a couple of last 3 years. I had the feel that skirmish games are fast, but they are the opposite. I think they're as long and maybe sometimes longer than big games.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's very annoying.
Well, you're getting more detail. You're getting more detail. You're zooming in with that little microscope there and seeing more details than you typically would with a bigger battle, which is what makes skirmish gaming so cool. You get more immersed, I think, in a way. But that's not to say you don't with bigger battle games. It's just it's like that zoom in. You're just zooming in. It should be as long as any other game, really. Although you kind of think it might be faster because it's fewer figures. I mean, that's logical. And I guess maybe they are. I don't know. But
Yeah. Interprestan 13 says, what do we think about Land Rampern as modified by LWTV? It was TV for bigger battles. I haven't played Lion Rampant, to tell the truth, but I've seen the video. It looked interesting. I mean, I can imagine it's not that. I can imagine it's not that difficult to modify a good skirmish game to big battles in a way. I don't know, but I haven't played. I have never played Lion Rampant. I'm very new in. I've played last 2-3 years skirmish games. First in my life, that was Baron's War and Blood and Crowns. These two, I think. Yeah. But I like them both. I had fun, although I'm a big battles gamer. Well, I enjoyed them. I think they're, I can understand people enjoying skirmish games, and some of these games can be quite big actually if you have many skirmish. Many. The Big Small World says the skirmishers in our RP games can take ages, hours. They don't take as long to set up and tidy away through, though. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. No, but I think a skirmish game, now that's the difference. I think a skirmish game, and this and tell me, Kurt, if you agree, a skirmish game, in order to be fun, and that's what I realized the last 2 years I played, has to have a lot of terrain, a lot of objectives. You know, as Kurt said before, pigs, barrels, carts. I mean, the setup of the terrain must be a lot more detailed in order to be fun for a skirmish game. That's what I think. Is that correct? What do you think, Kurt?
I would think so, yeah. They tend to be more dense with terrain for a couple different reasons. But to break it up and slow guys down and break up shooting lanes and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's the tendency with those games. Lots of objectives, lots of things going on like that. Because, you know, it is going to be different than a large open battle.
Yeah.
Especially because it's an open battle where you're not going to have a lot of terrain. So it's a whole different new set of way of thinking when you're playing the game. Like, man, what's all these hills? This slows me down 50%. This one slows me down 25%. Then I got a forest here, 3 different types. And then I've got different stories to a building. I have to climb the back steps. There's a ladder instead of, you know, all this stuff to consider besides line of sight blocking, which is everywhere. Just changes your whole concept. Yeah. So it's definitely different from what you might be used to when you read about the Battle of Agincourt or Cressy or all these other battles that are big battles where there isn't a whole lot of terrain. And when there is, it's usually very, very impactful.
Yeah, true.
Wolfgang, how you doing, Wolfgang? Thought Nick was
Hi, Wolfgang.
Hot on Midgard now. Yeah, he's a fan of Midgard.
Yes. I like Midgard a lot. And I played quite a few games. And the latest battle report was Midgard, and also a couple of more. But I have to say what I said before. I start liking a lot Test of Resolve for 2 main reasons. Regardless that I play Midgard, regardless that I played Sword Point, regardless I played Hail Caesar. My personal style of gaming is fewer dice and modifiers. I like this style. I'm not talking about crazy modifiers of 20 modifiers, but you know, I like this. I like the modifiers. So, and also because I play solo here back in the Middle East where I'm on my own, the card games give a lot of unpredictability to me. I really enjoy the games on my own. Because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. And I don't know what I'm going to do exactly because the cards provide an unpredictability event. Now, Test of Resolve has both of these, has D12 dice, has not a lot, but has modifiers. It's period specific. I think it's the best. The authors have interpreted 100 Years' War perfectly. I mean, you have rules like funneling, crowding, arrow storm. You have, longbowman being able to fall back behind mass infantry. You have battle arrays or waves of attacking. They have rules for deployment that govern the battle. And this is it's perfect for the 100 Years' War because basically what's the 100 Years' War? The 100 Years' War was deployment, 2 armies looking at each other, facing each other, and whoever deployed better and depending on the terrain won the battle. All the pitched battles were won like this from the English. There was not any, in the 100 Years' War, at least as far as I know, and I've read quite a lot, I don't know any maneuvering or any outflanking in a way, you know what you have in Napoleonic Wars or what you have. I mean, just 2 armies facing each other and the best deployment won. So I'm really enjoying playing Midgard. Midgard I do, but Test of Resolve I play on my own here just to get familiar with the rules. I have a couple of battle reports. The last one, the Battle of Fresnay, is a different battle report than Poitiers. It's more actual battle report. It's not a narrative one, so you can see the rules. And I'm planning to use them for my campaign because they're fast and because the D12 provides also unpredictability and fun, And I started liking them a lot. They have great support. They have I was saying to the guys before, they have some amazing battle books that actually can be used regardless of the rule set. because they have the historical events, they have the aftermath, they have the deployment, they have trigger events, and all this you can incorporate in the rules that you like. There is, I will showcase the battle books next week. I have the video ready. Um, and I'm specifically saying that these battle books can be very easily used by any gamer playing any rule sets. They're really, you don't have to use, the specific rules for test of resolve, but the way the battles are structured and the scenarios, they can be used, and they're a good aid for all gamers who like Hundred Years' War, Scottish Wars of Independence, etc. Heraldry resource. Less. There are. Uh, what period? Let me. Oh God. I have creating miniature knights. Okay, this book. I don't know if you can find easily now. By Mario Venturi and what's the other guy? I showcase it on the channel. Creating miniature knights. Um, I don't know if how easy it's to find that. I think it's quite expensive now, but have a look. It has all the heraldry for the three major pitched battles and anecdotes and everything. I have two videos showcasing the book. And if you send me a message in Facebook, I have taken photos of the heraldry. I can send them to you and you can use them. They have all the major and less major knights, but the major knights and retainers for the pre-pitched battle. So yeah, if you're interested, but have a look at the video of the book. And also I have three videos that I shot quite some time ago with coat of arms links, roles where you can find them, where they have so many coat of arms. I think the videos are called Heraldry and Coat of Arms, very obvious, I think. And I have links that they take you to roles with hundreds of coat of arms. So I think this will help you. Have a look. I remember studying Agincourt, and the terrain was absolutely the most important element to the English victory. Yes, of course. Yeah, didn't Henry basically withdraw to the tree line and attack back the French camp? And sure, because my sole focus outside fantastic games. Yeah, it's an amazing book, Dented Helmet. Amazing, amazing book. In Agincourt, basically, the French lost because of the terrain. I mean, what I was saying about the rules of test of resolve, the funneling and the crowding that they faced and they endured was unimaginable. Half of them died because one stepped on the other in the mud, and then the rest, they reached the English. The English were were not tired at all. They had the visors up because they didn't have any missile fire against them. The French had the visors down. They were full of mud. The slits were full of mud, and then the English were just picking. They were picking who they will kill. It was a disaster, Azincourt, a disaster. After Azincourt, the French avoided pitched battle for almost 20 years. The first pitched battle after Azincourt was, I think, with the French deployed. I mean, major pitched battle was maybe Verneuil, the Battle of Verneuil, 1424, called the Second Agincourt, where again the Scottish and French were annihilated again. But in between, the Scots were the main force in France. Buchan, Douglas were constable, were marshals of France. They fought in the Battle of Beaujeu, where they killed the brother of the king. What's his name? Clarence, the Duke of Clarence. The French were in shock after Azincourt. Were in shock. Yeah, obviously the serpent stakes were a huge deterrent for the knights, and the arrow storm. Imagine now a good archer releasing 12 arrows, I think, a minute, imagine 6,000 archers, what they were releasing. And it's unimaginable. Well, I'll tell you, James, what the ordinance did from my reading. Basically, the French, after the big, when after the big massacres, I don't know when the ordinance started. I think just before they won the war, um, realized that one of the realizations was that their armies were too big, and that was one of the main reasons they lost. Yes, because of the funneling, of the crowding, of the of the lack of command and control. And I think then they created professional armies, so they followed the English, who did this actually from Edward III, maybe 100 years earlier, uh, on having armies, if I'm not mistaken, no more than 10,000. And also by the French mastering gunpowder. I think that's what changed the war, mastering the gunpowder, and that meant that French became masters of gunpowder in 1440, 1445, 1435, where they started destroying the English. And then, of course, obviously, when they became masters of gunpowder, the archers were obsolete. They had no, they were negated.
Good observation, Big Small. Good observation.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Don't show me medieval ship fights. This is an expense I don't need.
Oh God, you actually, I never thought about it, but now you said it, James. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be amazing to have cogs and
Yeah.
fights. It would be amazing. Actually, a good idea, James. Very good.
Is there any sets of rules that cover naval engagements during
I
that
I
era?
had I tell you what, I don't know about that era, but I had a chat with last week with Simon Hall, and they are working on some naval warfare rules for ancient Greece. Salamis and this. But I can imagine that. I mean, I don't know much, but I can imagine they can be modified. If you have the basics there. You can modify it. I don't know much about naval warfare in the medieval times. I know that there was. I don't know much. I know about ancient Greece because okay, it's my country and I know the history. We Greeks were ramming everybody, but I don't know about naval warfare. How was? I think ships were going side by side, and I think the English took advantage of the archers as well. Again, the archers were annihilating the French ships, and then I can imagine there was hand-to-hand combat, but I'm not very sure about it.
Oh, I'd love the naval side of it. That would be so fun. It would look so great on the
That would be.
tabletop. These
I
big cogs
I
with all
think
the heraldry.
yeah. Yeah,
That would be cool.
I think James did the opposite. He's pushing us for this. Can you imagine being exhausted, foot night, being pushed by the mass others behind while sleeping on the armored corpses of those who had died, and suddenly being in front of the English blade? Exactly. This is your description. Big Small Worlds is exactly what happened in Agincourt. Exactly. I would suggest you guys, if you're following the channel, I have a video that I shot some time ago. It's from the audiobook of Bernard Cornwell called Agincourt. Now, this audiobook had the last 25 minutes where, let's say, the book finished, the novel finished, and it was the appendices and, let's say, the conclusions of the Agincourt battle of the author. Now, historically, how he got his information and his opinion. Now, I recorded this epilogue, and I made a pictorial video of it, so it can go with a narration, and he makes some really great points about the battle. So have a look at this video. It's called Agincourt by Bernard Cornwell, epilogue. picture. I don't remember how I called it. It was a long time ago. But the author has some really interesting historical opinions based on books he read. I think he read both books of Anne Carey and I think it's called and Barker. I don't remember. He agrees with Barker. He disagrees with Anne Carey. But his 20 minutes are very interesting. His conclusions of his research, while epilogue animated, Bernard Cornwell Agincourt. I highly recommend it. It's narrated by obviously the audiobook narrator. He's I think quite famous, and his conclusions are very close to my opinion. And it would be very interesting to listen to this. I would suggest you have a look. Oh, thank you, James. Kurt, I got an extra subscriber, Kurt. Thank you, James.
There you go. It's a good one to have subbed.
Yeah, it's a brilliant Agincourt. Look, I read all Bernard Cornwell's books, Agincourt and the Grail trilogy with the 1356, the fourth, theoretically. They are amazing books. Amazing. The description. It's basically pictorial, and animated the conclusions of the author. So based on his research, he wrote the book, and then he's talking about what his opinion on Agincourt, and I think it's very interesting. Have a look; it's quite good. I studied the battle at the university in 1990, dreading up old memories here. Yeah, so we are very close at age. Bismal world. Actually, we're almost identical. My youngest boy, 14, has just bought Cornwell's book, Waterloo. Okay. Yeah, Cornwell, I like Cornwell. I like it. I mean, I read only his medieval books, but I like Cornwell. He's really, really good. His description, I like novels that create a fictional story based on real events. Yeah, for example, the protagonist of the Grail trilogy, what's his name, the archer, he has his own story. It's fictional, but he's part of historical events. The siege of La Roche-Derrien, the siege of Caen, the battle of Agincourt, of Poitiers, and the author describes the battle historically, but again he has the novel part of the battle. I like novels like this. He chose it himself on the Kurt. He chose it himself on a day trip. I was glad, as the last two purchases he made were books I already owned and could have given to him. Typical sons. Typical sons.
There you go.
Now, this is the battle report, the last one I shot, and I had some. I mean, I was not expecting comments like the best battle report in YouTube. I really wasn't expecting. No, and from everybody.
Yeah.
It took me half a month to edit it. I wrote the scripts based on historical events and language of the medieval times. The editing took too much. I put cutscenes, I put animation, I put effects, I put the angle of the cameras in positions. I did historical aftermath and historical events. I mean, it took me 3 weeks to edit this.
Wow.
And background and maps. And the comments are the best battle report in YouTube. So I'm very happy that people like it because it took time and the narration and everything. And it's more theatrical than actual battle report, although we talk about die rolling. So I suggest the guys have a look. You may enjoy it.
That's interesting. It's there's not many people that do battle reports like this, and to me personally, I would like this kind of battle report. It's got more narrative, more put into it than just two guys playing a game and rolling some dice, which is its own thing too. That's not bad, but I don't know, if you're a historical wargamer, you're interested in history. You like to see the
Yeah.
context of the battles. Context is everything for us. And this is right up our alley. So I could see why people would say that's like the greatest, battle report on YouTube. I can see that because not many people go to this extent. Look at this. Look at the guy moving around this map. This is like what you'd see if somebody was narrating historical events, like a documentary or something. Like, here's what happened at the Battle of Agincourt, That's what this is like, except you're doing this in the context of a game. Now, that's even more interesting. Things could happen, and the dice are rolled. That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah, I always like in my battle reports eventually, when you get more familiar and when you get more, let's say, savvy with editing and map making, is I really like to put the historical events before the battle report. It's I think it's fun and people enjoy it. And then you have the context of the battle. You know what happened historically, what happened actually, the outcome, and then you see the battle report. Now, if it's an actual battle report with die rolling and explaining what's happening, or is a narrative that this is a narrative one with die rolling and some description, but it's mostly like a play, like theatrical. This one. But even the other ones I like, when you're rolling the dice and you're explaining what's happening with the rules. But I always want to put the historical outcomes, the aftermaths, and everything.
Yep.
But yes, as Big Small World says, it's. Am I following Big Small World? I'm following you. Am I not following you? If I'm not following you, it's disgrace. I have to follow you. It takes too much time, and this battle reports, the editing took me. I had a comment from. Friend who's following the channel, I have quite some time. You say me, Nick, this is amazing. I'm sure you had great fun with the battle, and I told him it was disaster. I hated the battle because I didn't enjoy it. I was thinking of angles, I was thinking of shots, I was trying to narrate at the same time, die rolling. It was a disaster. I hate it.
Yep. That's what it's like.
Okay, good. Thanks, Beatrice. I know I was following you, but sometimes age creates issues to memory. So he was telling me, you must have enjoyed this beautiful battle, and I tell you the truth, it was a nightmare.
But I would agree. I think this is a great way to do a bat rep, and the way I see it, there's so many different ways to do a bat rep. And everybody's different in what they appreciate and what they're looking for. So there's really no one way to do a bat rep. But this way that you're doing, I haven't seen other people do to this level. And yeah, it takes a long time to do. I know all about that. You're not really enjoying the game when you make these bat reps. Totally different thing. But this is so worth it to viewers, especially historical gamers, that appreciate what you're doing there, appreciate the history you're putting into it. They want to learn something too from this, not just see a game. At least I do. So I think that's worth it. If you could pull that off every once a month, that would be great.
Look, as you say, it depends what you want to show. For example, this battle report, when I was planning, because I'm planning, when I go every 3 months back home and where I have the big armies, I'm planning a battle. So my plan was Poitiers the summer. In Christmas, we had a vote on the channel. We're going to fight Neville's Cross. And next summer again, Halidon Hill. So there is a plan because the big claimers are here. But it's what you want to achieve. For example, in this one, I had a plan from the beginning. I wanted to make cinematic narrative. It was the plan. That was it. For example, if you check the battle report I posted a month ago, the Battle of Fresnay, and I'm using Test of Resolve rules. This battle again has narrative, has pictorial narrative of the events and everything. But I wanted to show more, show the rules, show the die rolling, explain. So it's as a battle report, although the prologue is the same, the battle report is different. I wanted to achieve a different thing. So I like both. I like both. All obviously, all are edited a lot because I don't want to have gaps or things when I'm looking for. So it has a flow, a continuous flow. But it depends what you want to achieve. What I don't like in battle reports, and this is something that obviously it's not a criticism to other channels or whatever, is that I don't like. But no, I don't know. I don't like battle reports. I don't like when somebody takes a video of him and his friends playing, and it's you know gaps, talking about other stuff, bad angles. It's like they're playing on their own. And that's fun when you're playing on your own. But when you are presenting a battle report on an audience, it has to be different. It's not the same as enjoying. Obviously, this battle report, by enjoying with your friends, it's more enjoyable to you and more enjoyable to have. But when you are creating a project, you need to be aware that it's created for other people to see. And thus, you need to be more careful, in my opinion. Because at the end, how channels survive, and that's the advice I give to all channels, is um, by showing to friends of the channel stuff that they haven't done, that are that they can be helpful to them, can elevate their game, and can be entertaining. So if I have gaps, if I have me drinking beer, if I have an angle that is blurry, if I have an angle that you cannot see in the armies, you know what I'm saying? That has no meaning.
Mm.
Big Small Boy says, I always get players to run NPC forces so that I can GM, make copious notes, and photograph it all. It's stressful. It is extremely stressful.
And how long did it take you to do this one? 3 weeks, did you
Where did
say?
you mean? To edit it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. What you see here, obviously, is the editing, but there is a combination of sound effects, movement of armies, hand-to-hand combat sound
Yeah.
effects, codes. There is also the sound effects play a very important role. You know what I'm saying? They create the atmosphere. Yeah, what is Japan says that I like the battle reports that either engage with me a story or explain rules so I can learn rules. Yes, so that's the two typical battle reports. But in all these battle reports, I always put a cinematic intro, a cinematic, historical outcome and what happened, so you can know the context. And then, depending on what someone wants to achieve, he wants to achieve something entertainment, something like a movie, I make it narrative and cinematic, like this one. If I want to show die rolls and explain the rules and go into more detail, you make it more like traditional. But I always like to have a narrative intro. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Big Small Worlds. I agree with you. I agree with you. James.
Turnip. Turnip 28.
Sorry, what
Honest,
you said?
I said turnip 28.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I haven't watched this video that you did here, but yeah, this looks like something special you did, so I'm going to watch that tonight.
I tell you something, I don't say it often, but you're gonna have so much fun. You seriously, I sat, and I'm not saying this often. I sat down, and for 1 week, I was reading medieval scripts and the description of battle. So my narrative would be a little bit heroic, kind of. You get my point.
Mm-hmm.
So. And the prologue and everything. So it's not long. It's 35 minutes, I think. And I think you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it.
Nice. And those are your 28 millimeters, aren't they?
Yeah, these are my claymores, my French and my English, yeah.
Nice. Boy, your collection must be mad. You still got your 15s too, don't you?
I have huge collection 15s. Don't forget that I'm wargaming. Let's say I'm wargaming from my late 20s, no, earlier. So I'm wargaming almost 25 years.
Yep.
The first 10 years were 15 mm.
See what focus gets you in this hobby? Focus. Focus. You see what it gets you? You get Nick. That's what you get. Thousands of miniatures in his armies. He could do any battle. Skirmishes. Big battles. The only thing he's missing is the naval side of things. Even the sieges. You got castle walls and everything, don't you?
I have castle walls, and I have to tell you the truth that I have an exit that I showcased on the channel. And actually, I don't think that many friends of the channel have seen it. I have some excellent siege rules from Tactica Medieval. Tactica Medieval was an old rule set that I purchased a long time ago when I was studying in England. I was a young boy.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Very long time ago. Let's not go into details.
Mm-hmm.
And it has siege rules, and they're excellent. So I can fight siege battles. Yes, I haven't had the time, but it's a good step forward for the future. Nick, Luke, do you like Italian wars? My knowledge in the area has gaps, but I really like the mix of arms. I don't know much about Italian wars. I know about the White Company that went there, but I don't know much about Italian wars. I know that they're very popular.
Colorful.
I don't know much about Italian wars. I worry I get too focused. We discussed this subject. We are discussing more than 10 years with Kurt since the day I met him, and for me, focus is very important because my let's say my happy place in our hobby is battle reports. I'm a good painter. I like painting. I was painting all my life. Being an architect, I had talent, but it's a means to an end. So I'm not a painter that I want to be challenged and paint different periods. I want to paint one. Let's see how we'll do with a Napoleonic. I paint 10 Napoleonics. I paint 10 100 Years War. I paint 10, whatever, Wars of the Roses and everything. So I'm not a painter. I'm a gamer, and I like big battles. So I need to focus to achieve my goal and my happy place, and that's big battles. But obviously, if I was a painter, I would go left and right and paint to challenge me and see the final result. Obviously.
What really makes your figures stand out? Like right now, you could see it. It's the color. It's all those flags. I love the flags. They're everywhere.
But that's the 100 Years War. The 100 Years War is flags, banners, colors. That's the beauty of the 100 Years War. The colors, the colorful night, the banners, the coat of arms. This is and if you see, now you're seeing this battle report on the armies. You see the huge amounts of colors. The Gabensoms, the barding of the horses. Everybody with his own coat of arms, his own colors. This is the beauty of the 100 Years War. It makes for a very colorful, irregular army, and I think the feel on the table. I mean, the same with Baron's War. Maybe the same with Wars of the Roses. The color is really very appealing, and the banners and everything. I agree with you, Big Small World. So I always paint to play. I totally agree with you. The satisfaction I get from a game and the fun is what I achieve, and that's why I started wargaming. I like the battles. And that's why I focus, because I like the big battles.
Do you think, Nick, one day down the road you might actually publish something of your own creation,
You mean like rule sets or something?
probably. Rules or
Well,
reference.
I, I'll tell you something. I don't know about rules because I've chatted to many rule writers, successful rule writers, like James Morris for Midgard, and like also Rick Priestley, who we had a chat for 3-4 years ago on the channel, and never mind the Bill Hooks. All the authors have been in the channel. It's a very, very long process. Writing rules, play testing them. Some rules are play tested for years. I don't know, but what I would write, and I think I have the means to write it. I have the let's say the knowledge to write is campaign rules. I mean, my map, the map of England I have, and the map of Normandy. People are thinking that they are commercially, produced, and basically is what I did in Incarnate. But I have good ideas for campaigns, and I have good ideas for campaigns that can be played with any rules. And actually, in this rule set, in this Normandy campaign that I'm going to showcase on the channel in the next couple of weeks, the rules that I've been asked also to do, I have mechanics that you can play depending on your die roll and depending on your position. You can play either a skirmish game or a full battle. So I think a campaign I could write if I had the time to publish or commercially, I think. Okay, good night, Big Mobiles. Good night. Thank you for chatting.
Well, I think you do pretty good. Since you're so focused, I'm sure it would be a worthy product. For sure.
Yeah, a campaign I would yeah, a campaign rule with I would definitely think it in the future, maybe.
Do you have to go, Nick? It's already half an hour beyond
It's
your
okay. We're
bedtime.
having fun. It's okay. No problem. Let's chat a few little moments.
Just let me know.
Yeah, no worry. Let's give it 20 minutes, Algo.
Pay more figures quicker so I can get to play even bigger battles in multiple periods, says Luke Farrell. Well, Luke, you're part of a club. It shouldn't be hard for you. You've got lots of friends who will do all the painting for you. All you got to do is crack the whip and get them inspired. And you're well on your way to some big battles. How has wargaming, Nick, 100 Years War battles shaped your perceptions on how battles were won, campaigns were fought, and the change in tactics over such a long period?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I had this discussion before. You could see from, if you check historically, let's say from the early part of the Hundred Years' War, I put inside also Scottish Wars of Independence, and actually from the first Scottish Wars of Independence, is that you could see that the armies who evolved, who learned from their mistakes, dominated. So, for example, how Robert the Bruce won Scottish independence in the great battles of the first Scottish Wars of Independence. He dismounted his men. He knew he couldn't fight the English mounted knights. He dismounted his men. He gave them long spears and pikes. The English were still fighting like the French mounted, and they were annihilated. They were decimated. Then what happened? Then Edward III came. I think the greatest king of England, and he evolved. He learned from the mistakes of his father. He learned of the losses in Scotland, and he dismounted his men at arms, and he created the Hearst formation, and he used the archers and the longbowmen who were not used like this before. He created the flanks and the arrow storms, and he evolved. And then the foot Scottish with the pikes were annihilated. We became obsolete. This war machine that destroyed the English in the first Scottish Wars of Independence was not an advantage anymore. The English longman destroyed it. So the English involved and learned from the mistakes. And when they went to France, the French were found mounted, and the English were, annihilating them. But the French never learned, because the French didn't have professional armies, and that's another advantage. The English had professional armies. The French were fighting still, the nobles in front, famous, victorious. They wanted, it was all about honor. It was no command and control. The French did not evolve for a long time. But when they evolved, when they realized that in order to counter the English longbow, they had to find a stronger weapon, and they mastered gunpowder, the war was over. So battles evolve. Now, I would like to talk to a historian to explain to me how battles were fought, because I have a lot of questions about it. I mean, I have questions how in a battle of 10,000, 16,000 French and 6,000 English, only 30, 40, 100 English died. How is that possible? How is it possible in a battlefield of crazy of 15, 20,000 French and 10,000 English, only 200 English dying? This is something that I would like a historian to explain to me. Although this shows me that the terrain and the self-destructness of the French played a very important role. I think the French were losing the battles before they started because of the crowding, of the funneling, of the loss of command and control. And I think it was easy pickings for the English. But I would like for a historian to explain to me how these battles fought and why the English had so little casualties. Was it only the terrain? Obviously deployment, but it seems that the terrain played a very, very important role, and obviously the huge numbers of the French army that at the end proved to be a hindrance and than an advantage. So there are a lot of questions, but also from reading, you get some idea. It's very strange that, Kurt, it's very strange that in a battle of 20,000 French and 6,000 English, you have 5,000 French dying and 50 English. It's very strange.
Yeah, it is. Like, how did that happen? I see you're using some kind of, in the battle report there, you're using some of your, where is it? Right here. Can you see that down at the bottom left, those little skulls with numbers on them?
Yeah, I think this is from Hero Quest, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that, because I have those very same skulls.
I think it's Hero Quest.
Yep. Good use of the markers.
Yeah, it's fun. And the others are from the other markers are from Impetus.
Mm-hmm. Wow, remember Impetus? Whew.
Oh, great game.
That's when I first met you, Nick. All the way back
Yeah,
then.
this amazing battle report you did. Amazing.
I think that's when I got right back when I was just getting into the hobby again. I made this massive 50 episode how to play Impetus. Basic Impetus, no less. But it was so involved. It was a ton of episodes. But everybody loved it. That was a big deal back then. How to play.
No, it was an amazing. It was maybe the best battle report I've seen, because you had a huge table, you had objectives, you had different terrain, you had maneuvering ability. It was maybe the best battle report I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know about that. That was maybe back then. I know what you're talking about. I did that one really big battle from the Barons War in 15 mil on a huge 6x4 table. It was huge for 15 mil with all my
Yeah, huge.
collection, which was gigantic. And yeah, that was a special battle. That was impetus, full impetus, not even basic impetus. It was a full impetus rules. I remember that fight.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You still have it on your channel.
Yep, it's on there. That's way
Amazing
back.
battle.
2012 maybe.
Yeah, that's when we met. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember you were in the comments. Hey, what's this all about? You were giving me all kinds of facts about the game and stuff. That's where we became friends. Long time
Yeah.
ago. God, who is this guy? You were.
I really appreciate it.
You were playing
Go on, go on,
impetus.
go on.
You were playing impetus at the time, weren't you?
Impetus was the only rule set I stuck with so many years. I mean, I have rules that I like. You know, I played 3 years Sword Point, and I like Hail Caesar. I played for a couple of years, and you know, but so many years continuously, only Impetus.
Wow.
I really appreciate Nick's focus on one era in history. I go through mood swings and go from era to era.
Yep.
Most of the gamers are like this. If you like Impetus, there is a guy on YouTube called Cleo who does a lot of 175, especially Asian armies. Okay, I will have a look, James. Thanks. I like, Spartan. I like big battles, you know, and that's why I'm focused. I like to see armies, big armies in on the battlefield. I don't like. I like to, to fill the table. It's my dream when I go back home, where I have my big armies, to create a huge table, a big gaming room, my terrain, everything, and make monster battles. You know. But in general, this is animation. This Curtis animation. These are my miniatures,
Yeah.
and I use an animated program. It's very funny.
It's great. They're coming across the table.
Is that Claymore and Perry? And look, this is fun. Look at this. This is very fun. And
This is how you use the animation for battle reports. The way you're using them in this, that's how you use it.
Yeah.
It just brings out a little life to the miniatures. That's great.
It's fun. Good night, Luke. Good night, my friend.
Take care, Luke.
Yeah, but you see the colors, everything. This is what I like about the 100 Years' War.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And for sure, in my opinion, and I would advise everybody who is interested in the early period. Obviously, the late period is dominated by Perry miniatures, but the early period, there is nothing better than Claymore casting. Nothing better.
Wow, look at that. How many miniatures is that for this battle, do you think? If you were to put numbers on total.
I will tell you, it's 24. Let me do the calculations. I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly.
And the terrain looks great too, by the way.
Yeah, it's I bought this mat actually also, and I fixed the bushes from sponges.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I remember that.
9 plus 6 plus 6 equals 5. This is x by 24. There's 840 miniatures.
840 miniatures. That's what it looks like in 28 millimeter. Playing essentially solo.
Yeah, solo. I was playing solo. I tell you, I was laughing with a friend of the channel I think it was Ray. It's some guys who are following the channel a lot. And I told him, I hate the battle. I don't want to see the video again. I really don't want to see the video again. Don't ask me anything.
Hmm. That's impressive. That's focus. Focus. And passion.
It's
Takes a lot to do that, Nick, because in this day and age, everything's commercialized and there's so many rules, so many different things to get your attention. It's hard to focus. It really is. That's how you get the big mountains of unpainted lead and plastic. That's why. But
yeah, true.
what you have is proof that focus really gives you something, you really can't experience unless you do focus. So that's
Yeah, you have to.
to be commended, honestly.
We're discussing this subject many years, with you and I. So it's I like the period. I like big battles. So there is one way focus. Otherwise, um, you know. And this is not the full armies. I have the Scottish army that's the same size, and obviously the late Hundred Years' War armies.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And these bushes are from sponges.
Mm-hmm. I remember you making them.
Yeah,
Talking about it.
it was fun.
I was doing that actually. I was years ago when I was first getting back into the hobby with Flames of War. I was making sponge hedges, and I made a video on how to make them. Just those little sponges you get that come with miniatures. You take out the sponge, and I was gluing them and soaking them in water and glue so they harden up.
Yeah.
Painting them and cutting them and shaping them. I made some like that. You basically did the same thing right there, better than I did.
Yeah, so just some colors, some different greens, yellows, browns, and you take the sponge, you start cutting so it can see regular, trial and error, and you have it. It's a cheap way of doing it, and I think you can find anything you want for wargaming in the kitchen.
Yeah. Here's another question. What size was your battlefield? How big was the tabletop?
6x4.
6x4. That is impressive.
Yeah.
28 mil, 800 figures on a 6x4, an historical battle.
Yeah, 850 or something.
I think.
And I like also the baggage. I like baggage, with baggage here and there.
Mm-hmm. I think what's impressive also about your battle is that it's very realistic looking because you have that, to use a term you used, that crowding. A lot of wargamers, they love open spaces. They want to maneuver, as they say. But in reality, there wasn't a lot of maneuver in real battles, particularly Napoleonics. You would get this crowding effect of masses of men, waves and waves of soldiers churning forward. And you kind of demonstrate that. I think you had three lines on the one side deployed.
3 lines, yeah, one after the other, 3 waves. Yeah, it's it's when you refight a battle, when you refight one of the major pitched battles of the period, there was very limited maneuvering, especially for the main corps of the army. I mean, maybe you had some reserves that could outflank, like in the Battle of Verneuil, where the longbowmen of the baggage outflanked the French, or in Poitiers also, where Capital de Buch outflanked King John and won the battle and surprised them. But this outflanking was, 200 men. There's nothing more. I mean, the pitched battles of the era were, okay, deploy, that's it, finished. Let's see what's going to happen. Whoever deployed better, whoever had made a better use of its terrain, whoever made the better, put the troops correctly and had the better command and control, was the winner. There was no, from my knowledge, there was no maneuvering in the 100 Years' War in any medieval battle, to say the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in that I don't know much about the era, although I'm reading now because it's my next project. Even in Hastings, I think they both deployed one over the other, and that was it. Correct?
Yeah, pretty much so. That was pretty much most battles throughout the ancient and medieval period. There was some exceptions, and they were usually outstanding exceptions, like Alexander the Great. We know him. He did a lot of
Yeah.
maneuvers and sneaky stuff, but those were the exception. Most battles are just straightforward. It's all about deployment. It's very much geometric type of fighting. Very much like, say, DBX, which it gets criticized for that. But the argument is that's reality. That's what it was like. You didn't have a lot of this shifting and maneuvering and so on and so forth. You really didn't.
But yeah, yeah, but you have the battles were very different there. You had light troops that were very mobile. You have mounted troops very mobile. You had huge terrain. I mean, you had huge armies. You had the battlefields were huge. You know, they were deploying over the other. There was no defensive deployment behind hedges. You know, they were deploying in front to each other. It was much easier to maneuver. Although not in all the battles. For example, in Marathon, it was, you know, a congested area in Marathon, and the Greeks basically pretended they were pushed. You know, they offered their center, and then the flanks turned to the Persians and they destroyed them. But in general, the Hundred Years' War, because of this whole heavy armor and heavy infantry, there were not so many skirmish troops that could. Um, you know, decide the battle in the Hundred Years' War.
Mm-hmm.
James says a lot of medieval and ancient battles are like closing a door. One flank usually is broke. Yeah, he's right. And that was the main aim of the French always, although it was not successful. The aim of the French was with a mounted charge to break the lines, and then for the infantry to take advantage of this gap and you know and enter it. So yeah, Hastings was an all-day affair, though. Lots of pushbacks and second charges. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Poorly painted minis and rehab them. I've done that. Irate Spartan. I've done that a lot with my Flames of War collections in the past. Just buy pre-painted stuff, touch them up, and there you go. Boom, on the table, a full platoon. I don't know if I can afford doing that anymore.
But I remember, you know, which battle I remember also, Kurt. I remember one Napoleonic battle you did with your 15s using Blücher rules, and you had Russians, I think. Again, another when you had objectives with another big table. That was a great battle as well. I think it was like it went as a series. That was great.
Mm-hmm. I did a lot of Napoleonic battles.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough miniatures though for the battlefield, so I'd get that spaced out effect, which was okay. But I'd purposely play on smaller tables to get that squish effect going on, and there were so much better battles when I did that. It also made my battles look more impressive.
No, it was very nice.
I mean, they're 10 mil, cripes.
I like small. I have one army of 10 mm, and I like the effects they
Yeah.
create.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't know you
the
had
master.
10
The
mil.
master.
Wow.
I have. Yeah. I painted them here because it was easy to purchase and deliver instead of 28, and I can move them around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought from where it is, from Lancashire Games. Very nice minis.
Mm-hmm.
I have them showcased. I have them showcased. I mean, the Longbowmen and the Mounted Knight showcased them, and they are so. I mean, when you put them together, this is a proper battle
Yeah.
visually.
Yeah, I agree. I got that with Napoleonics too. units look like units, at least in my case. But yeah, that's the advantage with smaller scale, and if you're going to do smaller scales, you might as well go hog wild with it. And just have these giant freaking units. I think my companies were like at least 20 guys in a company.
Yeah.
And they got 6 of those companies. That's over 100 figures in a battalion. That's what I was putting on the table. That's a lot of guys in a freaking unit, but they're 10 mil.
Yeah.
So you can do it. You know, it's doable, and you can put them in the right number of ranks. You could stagger the 3rd rank with casualties and stuff. So you get this effect that you really can't get with 28 or 15 unless you're somebody like Nick who can pull it off with hundreds of miniatures. It's not easy to do normally. And that's why I did the smaller scale. That was the main reason right there. I just wanted the look. I wanted it to look proper.
Yeah, but the smaller scales, if you have, you can create an amazing mass battle effects.
Mm-hmm. I think when I did the Napoleonics, that was to this point, that was probably my most favorite in terms of the look and aesthetic of the battlefield, because I actually achieved what we'd all want, which is, that what it really looked like. And I never did that with anything else. Maybe World War II, but I don't know. But the 10 mil Napoleonics, it was great. I won't do it again. I painted it.
Also to mention, because you have this screen now, also very good miniatures for 100 Years War. The early part, on the middle part is First Corps. These are First Corps miniatures. Very nice miniatures as well.
American War of Independence, World War II. I just bought a ton of Medieavl, and they came all busted up. Did you fix them? That's all right. Look at that. Look at those armies deployed like that. Look at all that mass in 28 mil, man. That's great. So if you're thinking of mass battles in 28 millimeter scale, you can do it. Don't listen to all these people. Oh, you need a gymnasium. You need to be in a club with hundreds of people involved.
Look at this. Now the 3 deployed. All these.
Yeah.
It is the 3.
And
3 divisions. This
is just Nick being focused, and I'll say that repeatedly. Focus, focus, focus. You could pull this off. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I do. I want big battles like this with different periods. But yeah, it's doable. Frickin' 6x4 table, man. Anyway, that's me. James says I would do it in 172 or 15 mil. 10 mil and 6 mil is pushing it. Yeah, it is. Of course, I'm biased. I've painted too many. Small. Little guys. Now that I have learned to enjoy slow cooking them, like 28s, the most. That's a good way of putting it, James. Slow cooking. I like that. A little simmer. I mean, another reason to remember, Nick can do this because he's been focused on this in particular. It's his thing for what he said, 25 years.
For the 28, it's since 2010, 12. So like 12 years approximately. Yeah.
12 years. So that's a slow burn right there. You need to go yet, Nick? You're pushing it, man. Oh, you don't work. That's okay. Right. You don't work.
I don't work. I don't care. I will go wake up tomorrow lunch. I don't care.
Hey, you had a good time.
Yeah, we're laughing.
There you go, folks. That's a brief look at his battle report that he's done. I didn't know about. I knew about it. I just didn't watch it. But yeah, this looks outstanding for bat reps. For a historical gamer. So I'm going to watch that. leave you my critique. Let me get this off the screen.
But if you go to one video I have, I'll show you where I show the 15 mm, the 10 mm mounted. They're really nice. This how they called Lancashire Games miniatures.
Okay, where will I find it? Do you have it in a playlist?
It is. Let me put it. I'll put the link. Wait. I put the link in the chat.
Discord, or where'd you put it? I don't see it.
I would stress myself out doing huge batches and screwing them up. Now I build 5, build another, then another. Yeah, slowly. It doesn't work with bat. If you go a bit, let me tell you where you go, Kurt. You go, let me see. You go a bit further up, go a bit further down, sorry. You are in the playlist. Go to videos.
Videos?
Yeah.
Lancashire.
See you, Rented Helmet. Have a nice evening. Well, have a nice day.
Here it is. 10mm 100 Years War missile troops?
Yeah, go down. It has the mounted a little bit further down.
Right here? Mounted showcase?
Yeah. Go down. I'll tell you to stop. Continue scrolling down. You will see them go after the crossbow man. If you go a little bit down, you will see mounted knights. Here, you see, beside the 100 Years War, Midgard versus 100 Years War, you see the mounted knights. You pass them. You go up.
Midgard.
No, you go up again. It's you passed it.
Yeah, hold on, I'll find it.
One more. I think. Here you are. Yep, I think. Yep, here. You see the knights.
I see mounted knights.
Yeah, this is the one that says mounted knights. That. Exactly, yeah.
These guys?
Yeah, they have a great effect. I like these small guys.
Huh, flags and all. Yeah, nice. 10 mil. Well, there they are. Is that your whole collection? The knights, anyway?
No, that's only the knights. Yeah. They're fun for big battles. They're really fun for big battles.
And they don't take up much space. How's the basing on those? Are you using basically like 15mm sized bases for 15mm figures?
Yeah. And you can see they create this mass effect, huge. I mean, this is army. It's only mounted, and this is it looks like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
And they're easy to move, and you can fight big battles, and it's they're I like you see the mass effect they create. I like this.
Mm-hmm. Lots of flags. Lancashire Games.
Yeah.
They look like they're a bigger 10 mil. Would you say they're a little bit chunkier than a typical 10 mil?
I don't know because these are the first 10 milliamp I have, so I don't know how to compare them with others. I
Gotcha.
will zoom in a bit, but I don't know if they're chunkier. Yeah, could be.
They look a little bigger.
I will zoom. I will zoom in a while, and so you may compare them with I don't know fingers, but I like them a lot.
Huh.
They can create a fantastic mass effect.
Is this a project you're going to continue, or is it just a experiment? 10 mil.
It was an experiment. I mean, I have a lot. I have a lot of bases. I mean, I can fight with two big armies. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I will. I'll think about it. But it's fun. It was. It is good to have them because it's convenient.
Yeah. Nice spacing. Heh.
Yeah, well, it's. They create a beautiful effect. That's what I have to say. Maybe they're smaller, obviously, but they create a beautiful effect.
I think if you're going to go with smaller scale figures, this is the route to take. Your approach should be to have the mass effect in mind. Because, I mean, yeah, they're cheaper, easier to store, but I don't think that's really taking advantage of the scale. I mean, to me, it would have to be I want to do something that 28 millimeter players couldn't do normally.
Yeah.
Which is to
Yeah.
have these massive looking units and armies, which you can do so that it looks more realistic than, say,
Yeah.
28.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but look at this, for example. These are maybe how many? Could be 60, 70 knights. You cannot do this easily with the 28s. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Look at this. This is this. I mean, it's a huge division of knights. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a monster number comparison to 28. So yeah, it has. I like them. I like them. I think they're convenient and they can provide a fun game.
That's got to be at least 100 knights.
Yeah, it should be. And all these big armies just in one row. The size is very convenient.
The bases look like 40 by 30, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Nick. Now you're doing 10 mil. You got to do some naval stuff, I'm telling you. That's next.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God.
That's going to be great. It's going to be great. I love the naval stuff, and I keep picturing these big cogs with banners and flags draped on them, ships catching on
Yeah.
fire, half partially
Yeah,
sunk. Yeah. That would be fun.
that'd be great. Yeah, yeah.
What do we got going on in the chat? Everybody go to bed?
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. We've been watching all your figures today in the stream. Let me see. Let me get that off the screen there. Dip-de-doo, de-dip-de-doo. Ian would love that bat rep you did.
Yeah.
He would have enjoyed that. He might even did some
Yeah, I do.
some voiceovers for you too. He was good with that.
Oh, he's done. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2, 3 videos with his voiceovers. Yeah.
What was I going to do here? March says, I'm just listening. Cool conversation. Yeah. Well, I haven't talked to
Thank
Nick
you.
in a long time, so it's good to hear from him again and see what he's up to. And he's done so much, particularly for the hobby, in my opinion.
But for me, this is fun and obviously has nothing to do with my source of income. And it was funny because for the last couple of months, many friends of the channel and on Facebook, they liked a lot the maps, my maps. So everybody's asking me, how much do I sell them?
Yeah, I bet.
And I was saying, guys, if you want to, just send me an email. I'll send them to you. I don't want money, And I think I've sent it to. I've sent it to more than 50 people, and I think more want them, but they don't know if they have to purchase them or something. And you know why I like it? I like it because I know that someone is going to use this map and play with his friends a campaign on their club, and that really makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I told the guys, because some of the guys I know well, when you play the campaign, just send me photos, send in Discord channel, let me know how it went.
Yeah. That's payment enough, right?
I, I have other work. This is not for me.
Yeah.
For me. It was a pleasure that so many people thought that the map was commercial bought from a game, and so many guys wanted it, and I gave it. I told you I may have sent it to more than 50 people.
Yeah, well, if you sold it for $10 a pop, man, $500 right there. Boom.
Yeah.
But I get it, man. You don't need it, and I get that. It is a charm to know that people are making use of it.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I'm happy that many people want to use it for their campaigns, for in their houses for the campaigns. It's really satisfying.
Well, I'll tell
So
you,
yeah,
if I was doing the 100 Years War with that, I'd be using your map.
yeah,
Printing it out and everything. Jeez, you've even got that. That's a good use of those 10 mil figures. You can use those bases for the map.
yeah, true. That's true. That's true. But yes, it's a nice hobby. It's satisfying. It's educational, and you make friends and acquaintances, and that's all about. It's not about anything else.
Mm-hmm. I get it. And next week we're going to talk all about Napoleonics.
That's fantastic. I would like to listen to this.
Yeah, I'm only kidding. I'm not gonna. I'm done with Napoleonics for a while. I got to take a break from that. My whole thing is World War II right now, actually. But
Good.
yeah, it's like I never even stopped with the hobby. I'm picking up where I left off, basically. I didn't get
You're good.
I didn't get to paint today, but I'll paint tomorrow.
It's my fault. Sorry, kid.
No, I appreciate you being here. It was it was funner. I'll tell you that. I've only got a handful of figures left anyway.
And you will start. You said you're planning to start, correct?
Huh?
You're planning to start now painting for you, correct?
Well, I've been painting my own stuff since probably January.
Okay.
I've been painting 40K stuff. I've been painting some fantasy models. I painted up some Dead Zone sci-fi models. I did a whole couple fleets for starship battles. I'm working on my Flames of War right now. So, yeah, I've been doing that since January. Yeah, so it feels good. I needed the break desperately. I feel like I'm part of the hobby again. I've been missing out. I've been playing role-playing games, but that's not miniatures gaming. And miniatures gaming is my main interest. It's my main hobby. And with commissions, it's kept me from it. So
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
Gets you kind of depressed when you're painting literally hundreds, if not thousands of miniatures constantly. There's no time to stop and work on my own stuff because I'm so backed up. And hey, it's flattering. I love all these people giving me money to paint their figures, but geez, I'm supposed to enjoy this too. And I do, or I wouldn't take the commissions, but I gotta slow it down, or I gotta do something. So I had to go into semi-retirement, and that's okay with me. I still paint commissions, but just not big armies anymore. Little things here and
Ah,
there.
yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah. That's it. So we should expect battle reports from you in a little while.
Pretty soon, yeah.
That's fantastic. We should
Probably,
do one online.
yep. I want to do that again. I want to do the live plays like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah, that was amazing. Amazing.
For sure. It's just taking me time because I gotta paint everything. I'm literally doing this from scratch. I've got a good start with World War II and my feudal English, and that's about it. You know, I still got a ways to go with some other projects, but I'm enjoying it, and I'll get there. By the end of the year, I'll be putting out something. I got little Jake.
That's what,
Little Jake, he's my great nephew. He's only 9, and he loves it. He's totally into Flames of War and 40K, and he's getting into it, so that's good. And his dad, who's my nephew, he's been in the hobby forever, so he knows what it's all about. And we've been playing here and there. I just haven't recorded anything. So
yeah.
I'll be doing some bat reps with them as well as myself. Of course, Matt Schreiber, you remember that guy? He'd be willing to play, of course, as well. I know he would.
Yeah.
Oh, and there he
How's
is in the
Matt?
chat. He's
Ah.
doing good. He's doing good. He's in the chat now. He just came back. We had a really good discussion, Matt. Oh my gosh. Good stuff showcasing Nick's recent battle report, which is in a format which I greatly approve. It's a fantastic format for a battle report, especially for a historical battle report. It's a must-watch. Had it playing in the background for the past hour and a half, and we've been talking all about the 100 Years' War and the hobby in general. It's really good stuff. And you might want to go back and listen to that if you missed it. I might actually cut it and make it a separate video. Me and Nick. Right, Nick?
Yeah, for sure.
Here, Walter. And I hope to get Nick in another chat sometime soon. Because you know what? I'm seeing a lot of folks, including Matt Schreiber, Epic Fox, Neil, Nick. Some of these folks are just coming back to the digital table here to paint miniatures with us, and it's like it's good to see these folks again, really. I've been seeing that a lot lately. So, and they're all making plans to make their videos and do stuff too. So, yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah. It's sometimes people take break, have issues, have things to resolve, family, everyday life. It's not easy to keep it up. And again, my case is very different because obviously if I was staying permanently with my family, I wouldn't have time to do all these things. I would have, but not in such a scale and not in such a, continuation. But obviously being expat, living on my own, and especially living in a country where, us Europeans, us Americans, or us Westerners are used to enjoying ourselves in other ways than in these countries where things are a little bit different. You have plenty of free time, and to tell you the truth, if there wasn't for wargaming to keep my sanity and my time, it could have been difficult.
Mm-hmm. I believe.
I can see the guys want to play here, both Mats and Spartan 13.
Mm-hmm.
So you have people who want to play. You have 2 already players.
Yeah.
3.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of folks in the chat, some of you guys remember, Matt does, Nick does, but way back when we were first starting out in the Tabletop Commanders and painting chats, I used to do these crazy live plays, I called them. That was the term I come up with. And it is essentially me on my tabletop gathering some folks around on a voice chat with multiple cameras on my table, playing with my dice and my miniatures, not always my dice, you're free to roll your own. And I recorded a lot of bat reps that way. Live plays, rather. A lot of them. A lot of Napoleonics. We did some DBA. We did some L'Art de la Guerre. We did some Blucher. We did some World War II. Some other folks were doing it. I know Nick was just starting out with it, but my good friend up in Canada ran some games for me of 40K that I played in, and I won both times with the Sisters of Battle. Yes, but it was a thing back then, and I used to do them and invite anybody who's in the community to come on in and have a game for a couple hours. And it was a hit. Everybody loved it. Everybody enjoyed it. And this was way back before COVID and all that stuff, where people started doing it all of a sudden. But we had a lot of good times, a lot of good fun, right, Nick?
Yeah, it was amazing. And it was amazing games.
Pretty crude, because I didn't have the best cameras at the time, but it worked. It worked. And I want to do that again. So I'm looking forward to getting some people like Nick and Spartan, Matt, James, and actually play some miniatures tabletop games on a tabletop. It's fun. I've done it. So yeah, that's one of my plans for the next year, I think. I'll be doing that again.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, you guys?
It'll be amazing.
The biggest battle we had was the last one that I played, and it took us a week to play. And there was at least 6 players, not including myself. And it was a Napoleonic game in 10 mil. And it was a huge battle. There was 3 French players. There was 3 Russian players at least. And it was the same players each day. And some days people would miss. But we fought on an entire battle. We actually had a little role play before the battle where we had these little war meetings where all the French players got together and issued the deployment and the orders and the commands, who was going to be in charge of what. And we did that. That was great fun. And then watching those plans fall apart, I'm the GM. I get to see this stuff. I wasn't playing. But just watching the plans fall apart disastrously was a joy. And Ian was in on that. I won't say who won, but that was the big one. And that one wore me out so much that it was my last live play. And I didn't do one after that I haven't done one at all. But that was the best. Bob was in on that, Matt. You might remember. Bobinski.
Yeah.
He was in on that battle. But yeah, we did a lot, and I hope to do them again. It was so fun.
Yeah,
I bought all these new cameras, but I never used the new cameras. So now when I do it, I've got all these great cameras.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Ian actually ran some, if I remember. Yeah, he did some live plays too. I played in his Arabs versus Knights. I was the Arab dudes.
Okay.
We played on his kitchen table. I remember that.
Okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, he did them too. Good fun. I wonder where that video is. It's still up on his channel. Sadly, his channel, I'm not sure if he deleted a lot of videos, live streams and stuff that we did, or if he just kept them private. I don't remember which one it was, but it's a shame because nobody can get in there and see them again. I have quite a few yet that I did with him in it. I have our very first paint and chat I ever did. My first live stream, in fact, that I ever did, I have. And it was the beginning of the Tabletop Commanders paint and chat. The very first, you could say, episode. I still have that and watch it every now and then for memory's sake.
Fantastic.
We were all so young.
Oh, God help us.
Yeah, but I still have some of them. And all the bat reps, of course. But anyway, I'm going to call this now because I don't want to keep Nick on too long and I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed, Kurt, the discussion. We'll have to have it again soon.
Yeah, I'd love that, actually, Nick. It's good having you here and reminiscing and making plans.
And all the guys, and all the guys were very active. Nice questions. I hope they enjoyed the chat. Mm-hmm. So thanks, Kurt, again, and we'll be in touch. Let me know.
Yes, Nick, I'll let you know when I'm up and available and ready to rumble, and I'll bring you back in here, and we'll have some
Good.
topics on the plate, and we'll see what we do. Okay?
Perfect. Good night, everyone. And thanks so much. Good night, Kurt. Good night, guys.
Take
Talk
care,
soon.
Nick. Take care, Nick.
Bye bye.
Toodaloos. And there he goes. Yep, so we were on today for 3.5 hours. I didn't paint once. So, and that's perfectly fine. That's how good it was. So yeah, if you missed this chat, what I'll probably do is he was in here pretty early actually. It's the whole episode really. Maybe I'll just keep it the way it is. 3 hours of good conversation. We'll see how we get along. But anyway, I'm going to be on tomorrow because I got to paint some stuff. I want to get these Germans done. So you guys, Matt, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves. Hope you got some inspiration, maybe a little entertainment. Who knows? Here on the Paint and Chat with Fritz. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself, Irate James, Mini Works. Matt, is that how you're going now? Mini Works? Mini Works. Watch out, folks. Mini Works Matt Schreiber is in town. And he was listening. All right, folks. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Hang in there. You know why? It's only going to get better. I'll talk to you soon. Toodaloo.